What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? DBN Live. We're about to get it in. Welcome to the DBN show. I'm going to go ahead and give shots out, as always, before we get started. We ain't even got started yet. But what's up to everybody, man? We got a whole lot to talk about. We're going to talk about what Usyk just admitted. Usyk, he says he's not ready for that boy Anthony Joshua. So if he's not ready for Anthony Joshua, that most likely means he admits he's not ready for Deontay Wilder as well. We're going to talk about that. Your boy Dillian White, he called out Usyk. We're going to talk about Golovkin versus Calllum Smith and what Abel Sanchez had to say about Canelo Alvarez. We're going to talk about all of that. But before we start the show, as always, man, go ahead and rep your city, rep your country, rep your state, rep your island. You know we international over here, man, all day. Let me see what's going on, man. Happy Sunday to everybody. It's 9 a.m. in the morning out here in Kasan Kwang, Thailand, y'all. We getting it in, y'all. We getting it in. Early in the morning. Hanging out with the Roosters, y'all. Yes, sir. DBN, you the man. I appreciate that, family. My man, Wyatt Peterson. All right. My man said, what about Fury? What about Wilder Ortiz? Why only mention Joshua? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. My man, he's mentioning... He's referring to what Usyk just said. Las Vegas, H-Town, Jacksonville, Nevada. I'm going to shout out some of these states, cities, and countries, and islands, and continents. And then we're going to go ahead and get the show started, man. We're going to go ahead and get the show started and cracking, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Ballin'. And once again, man, before we get the show started, as always, man, decafs, man. Decafs are some of the most loyal fans that I have because they fill up my comment section. They always the first to watch all my videos. Since you love filling up the comment section, you should be brave enough to call in so we can have an actual discussion. All right? So don't be afraid, man. Go ahead and call in. The phone lines are going to be open, okay? Phone lines going to be open. I'm trying to get some of these decafs to call in, man, all day. That's what it is, man. So, yeah, man, let me go ahead and get ready to start this up. Yes, sir, man. Compton up in here. Let me see. Let me scroll back down. The comments are moving up. Oakland, Compton, Linwood. All right. Chi-Town. Mesa, Arizona, D.C., Nebraska. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jacksonville, Texas, always up in here heavy. All day. All day, y'all. So, man, once again, man, I'm going to go ahead and get the show started. Let's go ahead and get it in, y'all. I'll see you in a minute. There'll be a small pause. There's going to be a small pause, okay? Maybe like a minute. And then you guys are going to hear my intro start. And we're going to get it in, y'all. Yep. Let's get it. What's going on, guys? This is your boy Dante with Dante's Boxer Nation. And let me tell you something right now. If you guys are looking for the best fragrance products in the world, you need to go to ashkicking.com. That is ashkicking.com. Keep your home smelling fresh and clean with Ash Kicking fragrance products. Treat your skin and hair with Ash Kicking all-natural health and beauty products. Everything you need to create a comfortable home living environment and create a comfortable space for entertaining. The best incense burners in the world, home fragrance products, and health and beauty products, go to ashkicking.com.
Brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Hey, yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, and if you want the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth, so help the whole truth. Hey, yo, you better listen to Dante, baby. Dante!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another great edition of the Dante's Boxing Nation show. I am your host, Dante, and it's going down like a plane crash, man. It is going down. We got a whole lot to talk about, as always, and one of the best things about this show is you guys can call in and join the conversation, which I look forward to. I always look forward to. So anyway, man, before we go ahead and get started, let me go ahead and introduce my panelists. As always, this man right here, he is a broadcaster. He's an announcer. He's going to be an announcer. He's going to be a big-time announcer. He's going to be a big-time broadcaster one of these days. And his son is an undefeated middleweight prospect. Look out for him. Watch his highlights on my channel. Matter of fact, I believe I have the link to his son knocking out a whole bunch of cats in the ring in the description box. So what's going on to my man Money Powell III? What's going on, Money?
Hey, Dante, what's happening, man? Just glad to be here, man.
All day.
A lot to talk about.
All day, man. Let's get into it, man. First things first, as well, shout out to my sponsors, ashkicking.com. Check out that dope-ass website. Shout out to my sponsor, DAZN. You know, DAZN, they reached out to your boy, showed love. So, hey, make sure you guys click on that link I have in my description box. If you want to watch Canelo versus Rocky Fielding, and you want to get a free month of DAZN, click on the link that I have in the description box, okay? That helps me out, so you can show me some love by clicking on that link and starting your free trial, all right? With that being said, man, let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Let's get right into it, man. Okay, let me go ahead. Before we, let me check real quick. Check the phone lines real quick. Okay, so cats are calling in, starting to call in right now. We haven't, we ain't gonna open up the phone lines yet. But we're going to get to the phone lines in a minute. We're going to talk for a minute. So if you guys want to call in, once again, call in. Once again, for you cats loving filling up the comment section, and you never expect me to respond to you, I always respond to some of these decals saying, call into the show. Let's have an actual conversation. And it's funny because whenever I tell them to call into the show, they'll be talking reckless in the comment section. Some of these decals, you know, F you, Dante, and you bastard. But then when I surprise them and respond to them, all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, Dante, I'm one of your biggest fans, man. I've been subscribed to you for a while, man. I agree with the majority of what you say and all that. I'm like, well, no. I want you to talk the way you were talking before I responded to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. So, yeah, so once again, man, if you believe all that reckless stuff you said in the comment section, we want you to call in. Don't be afraid. It's just boxing talk. Ain't nobody gonna hurt you. You ain't got no reason to be afraid. If you bold enough to fill up the comment section, you should be bold enough to call in. And with that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and talk about Usyk real quick. So Usyk, he got a good win over Tony Bellew at the cruiserweight division. And shout out to my man Money for sending me some great images provided by my man Money. Hey, Money, so your thoughts, man. Your thoughts on that fight. How did you think he looked? And how do you think he's going to look at the heavyweight division after watching that performance?
I think personally he looked good. You know, he started out a little slow because Bellew had used a different tactic. You know, I think Usyk is set up as a pure counterpuncher, and Bellew wasn't giving him that, and it made it a little difficult for him. But in the end, I didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone did. I figured probably, 12-round unanimous decision.
Uh-huh.
When I saw Bellew go down, it was devastating. You know, I didn't really expect for that to happen, but hey, it made a statement. As a heavyweight, I don't know if he's really ready for that upper echelon. Only time will tell. You have Dillian White that has called him out, and he says he's not ready for Anthony Joshua, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Speaking of that, he just that kind of surprised me that he actually admitted that. But you have to be honest about stuff like that, So I commend him for being honest. But
Yes,
Usyk, like Money just said, he just recently said that he's not ready. He said he's not ready for Anthony Joshua. Now, what I thought was interesting is I said, right after this fight, since I knew he was thinking about going to heavyweight, and obviously we know why he wants to go to heavyweight, not just because he wants to prove that he's the best, but because that's where the money is. There's no money in the cruiserweight division, and he can make some real money at the heavyweight division. So as soon as he beat Tony Bellew, I thought to myself, man, I would like to see him get in the ring with someone like a Dillian White. I think that would be a good test for him. And as soon as I said that, next thing you know, Dillian White, he calls him out. So Dillian White, he called out Usyk, and once again, that would be an interesting fight. That would be a really interesting fight. A lot of cruiserweights that have looked sensational at the cruiserweight limit, they did not transition well to the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? So, Money, I can't recall too many. David Haye, he looked pretty good at the heavyweight division, but outside of David Haye, I can't think of too many fighters in the last 15, 20 years that actually really did good at the heavyweight division. So.
Well, that's true. The only one that I can really look back to was Evander Holyfield.
Yeah. You got to go all the way back to Holyfield. And that's what I meant when I said like
way back.
That's what I meant when I said, like the last 15, 20 years. You would have to go back to like Holyfield.
Yes, you're 1,000% correct. You're definitely correct. You haven't seen it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You haven't seen it. Outside of David Haye, that's true.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead. We're also going to talk about I want to talk about what Canelo Alvarez, what Abel Sanchez rather. Abel Sanchez just recently said that they don't need Canelo anymore. They don't need Canelo anymore, and they don't really care if they fight Canelo anymore, which is the complete opposite of what he was telling us before, but we're going to talk more about that. I see somebody in the comment section saying, what is the number? The number it should be on the screen right now, and it's also in the description box. All right? So the number is on the screen.
Hey, Dante.
But I'm going to move that number. Go ahead, Money.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can move that number, like over because it's a little whited out too much on there.
Yeah, I'll move it. I just moved it over right now. Okay, so now you guys can see the number clearly on the screen right now. But the number is also in the description box. So just in case, the number is in the description box as well. Let's go ahead and take a call. Let's go ahead and go to the phone lines, take a call. Let me see here. once again, whatever it is you guys want to talk about, man, you guys feel free to call in so we could talk about it. If y'all want to talk about the zone, if you want to talk about Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, and anything about that situation, call in so we could go ahead and get it cracking, y'all. So let me go ahead and go to the phone lines. We're going to go to the phone lines early. We'll probably only be doing this show for about an hour. We always say that, and then the show turns out to be 5 hours. And, you know, we all halfway sleep, you know, trying to stay awake, you know, but that's because the conversation gets so good. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. We got 281. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
What's going on? This Ron calling from Houston.
What's going on, Ron? What's up, man? What's on your mind, man?
Man, I wanted to hear y'all touch on, I don't know if it's official, but that Tank Davis and Abner
Mares. Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good one.
Oh,
y'all thoughts on that.
No, that's a real good fight. And I mean, because we already knew it was gonna happen. They were just trying to figure out the date and what card it was gonna be on. But yeah, man, I love the fight, man. I mean, once again, it's another great fight for the year. And I think, you know, Abner Mares is maybe, perhaps, this is just my opinion, but who knows? Maybe he was inspired by Mikey Garcia wanting to fight someone like Errol Spence for him to take on Tank Davis. I mean, I think that's a good look for Tank Davis. And the guy, what's his name? Burchelt? I think Burchelt, because he called out Tank Davis. That's another good fight, I think, for Tank Davis. So I think all of a sudden we're starting to get some real good opponents for your boy Tank Davis. So yeah, that's pretty much how I see it. Anything else on your mind, man?
No, we probably need to get your boy Troy King to call in again. The last time he started in, he was sounding like a decaf. We need to get more time.
Hey, shout out to my man Troy King, but it definitely sounded like he was infected. Like he was infected, like them decals, they done bit him, you know. So hey, don't let him do it to you, Troy. Troy, my boy, don't let him do it to you, Troy. Don't let him do it to you, man. I don't know why. I mean, like I said, we got to keep it real, man. But I don't know why my man Troy was saying, you know, we don't need Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman and then Troy King. He said he'd rather see Errol Spence versus Luis Collazo instead of seeing Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. I can't agree with that at all, Troy. I can't. Matter of fact, nobody can agree with that. We want to see in every sport, we all want to see the best. We all want to see the best, you know, fight the best. Just like in the Super Bowl. Can you imagine if one season you end up watching the Super Bowl and you watch the whole playoffs, and then at the last minute they surprise you and the number 1 seed goes up against the number 20 seed? You know what I'm saying? And you thinking they're about to go up against the other end of the playoff winning team, and they go up against one of the worst seeds in the season. You know what I mean? So that doesn't make any sense at all. You know? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we want to see the Super Bowl. And we want to see the Super Bowl every season in the sport of boxing. That's what it really comes down to. So anyway, hey man, well thanks for your call, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get to another one. All right, family.
I appreciate it.
All right, take care, man.
Later.
So I wanna go back to talking about Canelo, and let me take a glance at the comment section real quick. You know, guys, once again, man, I don't always get to look at the comment section, guys, because I'm over here doing, you know, 10,000 different things. So right now, I'm looking at the comment section. Once again, man, if you guys see any decafs, or even if they're not decafs, if you just disagree with anything I have to say, or if you guys in the comment section see anyone that's talking reckless, tell them to call in. We are always looking for decafs to call in. Go ahead, Money.
You have this person, the real pit bull.
The real pit bull.
He says 2 a.m. in Manchester. He said he just had dinner with Usyk.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
That's
call in.
He said
pit bull, call in.
He said I just called. He said he just called in the morning here. Okay, let me see if he's I don't see a international call. But I was about to start talking about Canelo and Abel Sanchez. But before we talk about Canelo and Abel, let's go to another phone. Let's go to another call and see if this is him or maybe this is someone else. Okay, so we got 518. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Yo, what's good? It's Cam calling from Albany, New York.
What's going on? What's going on, man? What's on your mind, family?
What's that?
Shit, man. I don't think this is a super decaf. I don't think this is me, but
you
I
said
was calling about that.
Go ahead.
I was just seeing what y'all thought about the Jamal Charlo fight, Jamel. What do you guys think about those fights? Do you think they're good fights or what?
You mean the opponents that they have now?
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't think they're great fights. And the reason why they're not good fights is because they can't get the ones that they want to fight in the ring. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get Canelo, you can't get Gennady Golovkin, you can't get these guys in the ring, and you waiting around, and you've been the mandatory, especially when it comes to Jamal, you've been promised to get the WBC champion for like the last year, and they keep, prolonging it. I mean, that's putting Jamal Charlo in a bad situation, where he can't get the fights that he wants.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do you think it's unreasonable for him to fight, say, Ramirez from 168?
Do I think it's
I've seen do you think it's unreasonable? Because I don't think it's unreasonable.
Yeah, well,
but
well, I mean, I can name tons of opponents I don't think it's unreasonable, but this is what I want to ask you though. If Canelo Alvarez, if Charlo is Canelo's mandatory, why would you prefer?
Right.
What would you prefer? Would you prefer Canelo to honor his mandatory, or would you prefer him to leave Charlo alone and go fight Ramirez? What would you prefer if it was up to you?
I think he should fight Charlo, but Canelo, I don't think Canelo's gonna fight Charlo. That's another thing. Like, I don't think Canelo's getting enough flack for moving to 168. Because this is his first fight or whatever. You know what I mean? Nobody could really call if he's running or not. But I don't know. It doesn't really look good to me. I mean,
no, it doesn't.
Him, and I really want to see. I really want to see who Triple G fights. Yeah, I really want to see who Triple G fights next. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really getting upset with all this ducking in boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really upset.
Okay, so now what you're saying is pretty much on the same lines of what we're all saying. At least right here, we're all saying. I mean, once again, and Canelo, just like Money just touched on right now. Matter of fact, go ahead and elaborate on what you were just about to say, Money, before I jump back into it. You said Canelo is getting flack.
Yeah, he is getting flack. I mean, it may not sound all that loud, but it's like just roughly like what you said. Why would it be after you win a championship, the first thing you do is you move up in weight to go challenge someone else for their title?
Yeah,
someone that no one really knows. It's like, and I'd said this the week before. It was like, okay, well, you had Roy Jones Jr. He moved from 160 up to 168 to fight who? James Toney.
Yep.
You had
excellent point.
You had Andre Ward. You had Andre, because James Toney was at that time, he was number one pound for pound king. So you also had Andre Ward, who moved up to fight, Kovalev. So at least by moving up, you're fighting someone really legitimate. It's someone that's really going to make you look good. This doesn't make Canelo look good at all.
No, it doesn't make
it. Just to build on what you're saying, Money. Just to build on what you're saying, Money. It's like, it's kind of messed up because I was watching some throwback footage of Mayweather back in the day. I think he was about to fight Endom or whatever, and Endom had knockout power. You know what I mean? And they were saying Mayweather wasn't exciting and all that. Mayweather was chasing De La Hoya when he was like 20 pounds for him or some shit like that. I mean, that's crazy. Nowadays, you do not see that. That's why I'm calling to see, is it unreasonable for us to ask for a fight?
But see, this... But see,
No, go ahead.
but this is one thing I do want to say, and this is unfortunate when it comes to being on the coincidental list, because in this situation, fighters on the coincidental list, they are always often forced to do more because they don't get the credit or they don't get the opportunity, that other fighters on the hope list get. So, for example, Andre Ward, you had Gennady Golovkin saying, I'll beat anyone from 154 to 168. Andre Ward is pound for pound number 1, number 2 at the time. He says, okay, I want that fight. All of a sudden, the media, the fans, and everyone, they protect Golovkin. Next thing you know, now Andre Ward, he has to move up. Speaking of moving up, he has to move up, and he has to fight Kovalev. And they did that just to protect Gennady Golovkin. But they didn't ask Golovkin to do the same thing that they asked Andre Ward to do. So, I mean, we have to put a stop to fighters on the coincidental list being forced to do extra just because the fighters like Gennady Golovkin or Canelo Alvarez refuse to get in the ring with them. The pressure should be on them. The pressure should be on them, not on the opponent that they're avoiding. You know what I mean? So that needs to definitely be said. But hey, man, good questions though, man. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. All right, man. I'm gonna get to another one.
Man. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Be easy.
Hey,
all
take
right.
it easy.
All right.
Same now.
Right, take it easy, man.
Take care. Take care. Yeah, money. That's one thing we can't do, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We can't.
You can't. That's like, to me, that's almost like if you, I don't know, in a domestic violence situation. I know it's kind of raw in that you're blaming the person that got beat down, not blaming the person that did the beat down. It's almost, in a sense, it's almost like that. It's like, no, this makes absolutely no sense. Why are you getting on Charlo?
Yeah.
No one should criticize him. He's the mandatory.
Yeah.
He's the mandatory. That's end of discussion. Because, just like, other talking points, it's like, it's like put someone else in that situation. If you're the mandatory, do you feel that you deserve to fight this person right here? It's either yes or no.
Yeah, that's all. And money, speaking of that, and I want to address once again these fans. For the fans, once again, and I'm going to keep making this point, for the fans, once again, who keep saying stuff like, I don't know why you guys want to see Canelo versus Charlo, or Charlo's a bum, and Charlo's this, and Charlo's that, and Golovkin and Canelo would destroy him. Once again, I'm going to say this again. You know what you guys sound like? You guys sound like that girlfriend who's trying to get her boyfriend to fight somebody at the club because this dude just punked her boyfriend, and the boyfriend don't want to fight the bully, but the girlfriend is doing all the talking. And she like, my baby will kick your ass. He'll whoop your ass. Kick his ass, baby. Kick his ass. And he like, no, I don't want to fight him. This man is going to destroy me or something like that, right? This is how these fans sound in the comment section. If you the one doing the talking and Golovkin is not doing the talking, you need to give Golovkin that same confidence that you got talking from the sidelines. Because if Golovkin or Canelo Alvarez doesn't share that same confidence that Charlo is a bum and I'll beat him easy, and they don't want to get in the ring and prove that he's a bum and he's overrated and they're a better fighter, then you talking to the wall. It doesn't mean anything if the guy you're defending is not sharing the same sentiment, So that's what it really comes down to, man. That's what it really comes down to. And yeah, my man.
Well,
go
like
ahead,
you said, Dante. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Like
go ahead.
You said, now this really brings it home. When you said about Eddie Hearn saying, "Hey, AJ is going to get Dante Wilder out in 3 rounds, guaranteed." And all of a sudden, here comes AJ. Hey, wait a minute now. Hold on a second.
Yep.
Hold on.
Yep.
And let's back that truck up a little bit. Hold on.
Because the truck is moving too fast. The truck is moving too fast.
Just a little bit too fast with no brakes. It's like, oh no, slow. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say something real quick. There was a racist guy posted a comment, but the message it automatically got blocked. But I unblocked it just so you guys can see the racism that we talk about on this show. So there's a racist guy using the name Brett. And once again, this goes right back to playing the race card, race baiting, if you will. That's the true definition of race baiting. When nobody is talking about race And yet they get mad and they start posting racist comments because they don't want to hear black people speak the truth. They don't want to hear black people speak the truth. So once again, I just unblocked it so you guys can see it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and block the guy, but I wanted you guys to see the comment before I do. Here, let me see. And anyway, with that being said, here, let me go ahead. I see some people in the comment section saying block this guy, Brett. But here, let me see. Okay, let me see what else you guys are talking about.
Brett won't call in.
No, he ain't gonna call. Oh, I would love for Brett to call in, but he ain't gonna call in. I mean, I love talking to the racist decafs. I enjoy talking to the racist decafs, but he ain't gonna call in though.
All right.
All he gonna do, and once again, you know what? Because I wanted to respond to what you said. Let me go back real quick, and we're gonna go back to the phone lines.
Okay.
But before we do, I want to respond to something that you just said, Money. You said you talked about Eddie Hearn and the misconception of people saying that it's Eddie Hearn. It's not Eddie Hearn. It's Anthony Joshua. Just like Money just said, it was Anthony Joshua who went against his promoter. Think about this for a second. Mm-hmm. If Eddie Hearn, if Anthony Joshua was conforming to everything that Eddie Hearn said, he would have agreed with everything that Eddie Hearn said when Eddie Hearn said that Anthony Joshua will knock him out in the third round. We want that fight. We would love to take that fight. Anthony Joshua would have agreed with him if he was, you know how people have been using the reference or the analogy that Eddie Hearn is the slave master and Anthony is just doing whatever he tells him to do. I mean, if you want to use that analogy, it's almost the reverse roles if you think about it. Anthony Joshua is really the slave master because he was the one that stopped Eddie Hearn from telling people, oh, Anthony Joshua will knock him out. We want the fight. It was Anthony Joshua that checked Eddie Hearn and said, no. I'm the one getting in the ring. I tell people who I want to fight. And I'm telling you right now, Eddie Hearn and everybody, I'm not ready for that fight right now. So it's not Eddie Hearn pulling the strings. It is Anthony Joshua. Do you think if Eddie Hearn, if he wanted to put him in there with Wilder 2 years ago, you think Anthony would have took the fight just because Eddie is telling him to do it? No. I mean, people are misled when it comes to thinking that these promoters are pulling the strings. It's not the case. It goes back to, once again, Manny Pacquiao. When Manny Pacquiao decided not to fight against Terrence Crawford, Bob Arum wanted that fight. Bob Arum aggressively wanted that fight. Whenever Bob Arum said, when Bob Arum said, okay, I got Algieri for you to fight, Manny Pacquiao said, okay. When he said, I got a third Bradley fight, Manny Pacquiao said, okay. Soon as Bob Arum said, I got Terrence Crawford, that's when Manny Pacquiao said, no, we're not fighting no Terrence Crawford. I pull the strings. I determine who I'm gonna fight. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's the fighter. It's the fighter that determines. They're not gonna get in the ring with somebody that they think they may lose to. You know what I'm saying? No fighter does that. If the fighter is getting in there with a tough opponent, it's because he thinks he can beat him, or because he thinks this is the opponent that he needs to take his career to the next level, whether it's financially or it's legacy-wise. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, with that being said, man, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and take another call.
Okay.
Hey, Money, we got one of our most loyal callers calling in, and I appreciate it. We got Super Decaf on the phone, Money. We got Super Decaf on the phone, man. What's going on, 413? My man representing Puerto Rico.
413.
Shout out to Puerto Rico. What's going on, family? 413, you there?
Oh, yeah, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you on?
AKA Super Decaf back in. I'm fucking around.
What's going on, man?
You got what do you think about the Mikey Garcia Errol Spence thing going down?
Well, that's what we.
What do you think about this?
Well, that's what we.
I want to see it.
What do you mean? There's like some new news about it, or you just mean what do I think about the fight happening?
Yeah, they had the news. Not the news.
Some recent news.
There's a whole bunch of he said, she said. They said that it might happen on the 16th of March, right?
Yeah. They said it might happen in Texas.
Yes.
What did you hear that it ain't gonna happen?
Yet, though.
Yeah. Because I heard.
I'm asking, what do you feel about that? Yeah.
Well, I just heard that they're still working some things out in negotiations, but it's pretty much going to happen. I think they're just working out maybe they're working out rematch clauses and weight, all that kind of stuff like that. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a catch weight, but that's what I think that they're working on something, obviously, but the fight is going to happen. The fight is going to happen. You know what I mean? Because Mikey made it clear that he wants it. And Errol Spence, he ain't got no other opponent that's willing to get in the ring with him right now like Mikey is, so the fight is going to happen.
Yeah. Did you see that interview that Mikey did with Eduardo, or no?
With who?
I think his name is Eduardo, but I think he called it ED. I'm not sure if he's white or Spain. I don't know what the hell. The interview. Look up online. Just look up Mikey. Just look up on online Mikey Garcia ED and type it in, and your video should pop up. The one I watched earlier. He said Mikey. He said that Errol Spence, he tried to reel him in, but initially he backed off a little bit because he said Errol Spence was trying to see what was going on with John Porter.
Okay, yeah, I think it was you that said that before, or somebody said that Errol Spence was trying to get the Sean Porter. That was his priority. That was his priority, to get the Sean Porter fight first. But that don't surprise me, because Errol Spence had already said that at the press conference. He said that right after Sean Porter had beat Danny Garcia. I think the press, they asked him the question. They said, if it was up to you, would you take the Sean Porter fight first or the Mikey Garcia fight first? And he said, I would take the Sean Porter fight because, he's another welterweight champion and I want to unify the belts. But he said, but if Sean Porter won't take the fight, which I don't think he will, because he probably won't want to take another tough fight, right after the Danny Garcia fight, then he said, then I'm going to go after Mikey Garcia. So, yeah, so that's not really big news, because Errol Spence has already said that before, But me personally, I would rather see, I think that Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia is the bigger fight. I think that's the bigger fight. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I'm expecting, and I'm expecting an announcement soon. Yep. But anyway, man, anything else on your mind, man? Hello? Okay. Hold on for a second, guys. I think we lost everybody. Hey, guys, give me a quick second, okay? Give me a quick second. I'm going to get everybody back on the phone lines. I think we lost everybody on the phone lines. People are still on hold right now, but give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, everybody, just hold on for a minute. I got to get these phone lines back up. I don't know why the phone lines dropped right now. Let's see what's going on. Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right, guys. I'm back. I got the phone lines back up right now. I'm going to go ahead and switch back. Here, hold on for a second, guys.
Oscar De La Hoya and his team, hey.
Okay, guys. Hey, guys, we back. We back on.
I think it's Canelo's team.
What y'all talking about?
Just a minute.
What you guys
said, Dante?
Get us caught back up. What you guys talking about? The phone lines dropped. I had to get them back up.
Okay. No, we were talking about, he said he would like to see Mikey Garcia, not Mikey Garcia, he'd like to see Canelo, fight Charlo. Instead of moving up to 168, I agreed with him, but I said there's nothing wrong with him moving up at 168 to 168 if he's fighting another big name like himself.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. To me, I'm just like this. For the people that call, Charlo a bum, fight the guy if he's a bum. And let's just say you win, and if you win, then your pay will probably, your legendary status will just go through the roof, and but that's not happening. Just calling someone a bum, it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't make any sense. He's such a bum that he should be easy work then.
Yeah, it should be easy work.
Then that's when, like Dante, myself, or probably other people as well, were saying, well, if he's a bum, then who's more powerful who's better between him and Dominic Wade? Because both share the same status. Both were mandatories. Well, Jamal is a mandatory. And, Dominic Wade was a mandatory who literally, we all saw what happened. He got destroyed. Well, if Charlo...
Right.
And it's...
And it's just... I think Canelo will fight him, man. I think he will, but I think it's probably like Oscar De La Hoya and his team. Hey, let's go this route. No, let's do this.
It's understood. Look, they're trying to make as much money as they possibly can because network deals... They're not as forgiving like, probably like a promoter, this, that, and the other. This network deal, it's just my personal opinion. It is an extension of what Golden Boy already has done for him. He's already making $30 million plus per fight. This is an extension through the zone in order to keep that going.
Yeah.
So as long as he's winning, hey, those paydays are going to be up there. But if he loses a fight, depending on how he looks at it, they may give him a grace period, but I can tell you right now, if they pay him again for that same amount of money and he loses again, that's it.
Well,
it's all gone. That whole deal goes down the drain.
I think it was a bad move for the streaming thing. I think how many people are actually going to watch the stream? Like,
You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed because look at ESPN Plus. People are watching ESPN Plus like nothing.
Oh, no,
and then on top of that.
Oh no, it's a great idea. It's a great idea. It's a great idea with the stream because we don't have to pay $80 to watch Canelo fight Rocky Fielding. I mean, that would have really been ripping fans off to pay $80 pay-per-view to watch him fight against Rocky Fielding, and now people can watch it for $10. Actually, you can watch the Rocky Fielding fight for free because of the free trial.
Watch the fights anywhere.
Yeah, because
you don't need to be in front of a television with premium channels, waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. That's a good point too. You don't have to sit at home. You could be watching it on your phone no matter where you are. You could be mobile watching it, and you could watch it at high definition mobile, instead of because a lot of us try to stream stuff for free and the quality is horrible. It's a delay and all kind of, and you may be listening to it in Japanese, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, man.
Hey, did you see that? Did you see what Danny Garcia said about Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter, all this bullshit?
Is that what I did a video?
Oh, no.
You talking about when Danny said that?
I think Dante did a video about that.
This guy talking about what do you say? Who
Errol doesn't deserve to fight Porter. Errol doesn't deserve.
Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence need to fight each other before they fight Sean Porter.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like you lost to Sean Porter, you lost to Keith Thurman, you had a chance to prove yourself, you lost. Shut up.
Yeah.
Because Jose Benavidez went against Terrence Crawford. Then Benavidez said he hurt his hand, he hurt his leg, whatever. And then I see Danny Garcia on Instagram calling this dude out. I'm like, what the? Why Errol Spence? Why you calling Jose Benavidez out? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Like, what?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Absolutely, man. And hey, man. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get to another. The phone lines are starting to fill up, but hey, good stuff, man. Good stuff, man.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Wait, hold up.
Go ahead.
Who do you think Terrence Crawford should be? Who you think's gonna Terrence Crawford gonna fight next?
Who I think Terrence Crawford is gonna fight next?
Really waiting? Yeah.
I don't know.
Step up? Like,
if
how many opponents already out there that
You know something? Who would you like to see him fight next?
Man, listen, I would like either Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford, or Danny Garcia want to step up. Fight him. Keep him busy because Mikey and
But you
about to be fighting anyway.
You just said Danny Garcia is not gonna fight him because Danny's already saying that Terrence Crawford don't deserve to fight Porter. So he ain't gonna fight. He ain't gonna fight Porter. Porter ain't gonna get in the ring with Terrence Crawford. Danny Garcia not gonna get in the ring with Terrence Crawford. If Danny believes that Terrence doesn't deserve to fight against a Sean Porter, that means Danny's not gonna get in the ring with him, even though he's not a champion anymore, and that would be a great fight. Terrence Crawford versus Danny Garcia would be an excellent fight. But
it would be a very good fight.
But from Danny saying that, I don't think he'll take the fight.
Danny has enough to win, man.
Oh yeah,
I don't think he has enough to win. Like,
what?
I mean,
but bro, you gotta understand.
I'm tired of seeing this.
He'll make it entertaining.
But bro,
he'll make it entertaining.
You gotta understand.
Until he starts to fade.
But just because we say it's a good fight, we're not saying it's a good fight only if one person wins. I'm saying regardless of who wins, it's going to be a great fight. You know, I know some. I know.
Danny Garcia, he ain't good enough, man. He ain't good enough, man. I mean, you might make it interesting, but he ain't good enough, man.
Yeah, but
he's a new trainer or something.
Yeah, I don't think he will change. I mean, he looked good against Sean Porter in the first half. You know, he looked good against Sean Porter in the first half.
He did.
I don't think a trainer.
He should have been better though. I mean, he been doing this for too long. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. But let's see who tears.
I still think sometimes inactivity can really throw some of these guys off. It may affect some a little bit more than others. You just never know.
But I think
they're not fighting enough if you ask him.
That might be the money too. They're probably getting comfortable. They ain't as hungry.
But yeah, you have a solid point. You know,
Sean,
some guys that may have a little bit more of an effect than others.
You know, Sean Porter gave Keith Thurman a hard time. I mean, he gave almost everyone he was in the ring with a hard time. And Danny, as far as I'm concerned, Danny did better in that first half than I expected. I expected Sean to overwhelm him, make it look ugly, and make Danny feel uncomfortable. But Danny was catching Sean Porter, to my surprise, with clean, lead right hands and all kind of stuff like that. He was pretty much doing what he wanted to do, but it's hard to sustain that for 12 rounds, though, against an opponent like Sean Porter.
It wasn't enough.
No,
you are correct. It was not enough.
It wasn't enough. Hey, I'm gonna get to another one, man. I'll catch up with you next week. All right, man.
Hey, take it easy, now.
All right, take care.
Okay.
Hey, Money. You see how we educating these decafs? Now my man is conforming. He ain't even sounding like a decaf no more. You see how that works? See how that works?
Yeah, that is interesting. That is interesting, man. He's good people though. He's good people.
Oh, yeah.
I like how he asserts himself in on that. But yeah, it was more agreeable this time.
Well,
I'm like, oh, okay.
Well,
right.
I mean, because, you know, eventually, you know, when things continue to make sense, and if you're going to call in on a consistent basis, and you know, if you say something reckless, you know we're going to expose contradictions. You know what I mean? So it's more easy. Like I tell people, it's way easier to tell the truth than to tell a lie. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. You know, it's just easier to tell the truth than to tell a lie, especially if you're going to call into this show. And then if you're going to call in weekly, you know what I mean? Because then now we have a track record.
Right.
Now we could go back. And I had a decaf long time ago, Money, when I first started doing the radio show, like about, 2-3 years ago? I don't know how long ago it was. But we had a decaf on the panel. And that was designed purposely. You know, we had a decaf on the panel so we can give.
I think I just lost you. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? I hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, but we had a decaf.
You had a decaf on the panel?
We had a decaf on the panel weekly. He was part of the panelists. You know, he was part of the panel. And it was by design that way, you know, because I felt, you know, we get a different perspective and stuff. But what would happen with this guy is he would always regurgitate the talking points that we hear in the comment section, and that end up biting him in the ass, because then we could go back to shows that he did 2 weeks ago and we could say, hey, man, but you said this, you said that, and he would be caught. You know what I mean? He would have no out, and he would be forced to admit that he basically contradicted himself. So my point is, that's why this is the reason why a lot of decafs are not comfortable to call in, and that's why I do give my man that you guys just heard a lot of credit. For those of you guys who don't know, that's my man. He calls in on a regular. When he first called in, he was on some extreme decaf stuff. You know, so much to the point to where even Money had to call him out and say, hey, you are what I call a super decaf. You know what I'm saying? But now, because he been coming to school, shout out to my man, and we ain't dissing him. I give him credit. All you cats in the comment section. All you cats in the comment section.
Mad respect to him.
Yeah, the cats that fill up the comment section that's afraid to call in, you need to take notes from my man right there, because my man, he manned up and he called in. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid and be hiding behind the keyboard. Call in, man. If you truly believe all that stuff you pushing in the comment section. With that being said, man, let's go ahead and go back to the phone lines, man. Reggie. What's going on, Reggie? You there? My man Reggie called in.
Yeah.
What's going on, family? What's on your mind, man?
My brother.
All right.
Oh, man, I'm chilling, enjoying the conversation. The thing on my mind,
All right, Reggie.
man,
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Money Pile?
Hey, it's all good, man.
Digging on this thing with Floyd and him being played over in Japan. And that kind of just takes me back to where he really needs to reassess and sit back in this game, become more of a professional executive, and stop trying to, steal the limelight of these new and current fighters. But I think this Japan thing and the way they played him out just shows where he needs to sit back and stop making everything about money, because they kind of really played him. They played him in a way to where he exposed himself as greed kind of makes him a hoe.
Hey, Reggie,
so
Reggie, Reggie, kind of surmise the whole situation. Just, for some people who don't know the whole story, since you're bringing it up, kind of surmise the whole situation, put it together so people understand what took place, if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was the event that was kind of a secretive event that was popped up for December. What was it? December
1st, January 31st. Yeah, New Year's. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it kind of comes off the heel of the big fight with Deontay Wilder. And so when he gets over there, it's supposed to be an event with a rising kind of MMA cross sport type event. And when he gets there, he thinks he doesn't know the opponent. It's supposed to be private affair in front of billionaire executives. And I guess he didn't know the opponent. So when he gets there, it's supposed to be private, no media. There's no American media there. So when he's sitting at the conference table, and a lot of people are pointing out the fact that he looked uncomfortable during the whole event. So when it comes out, they matching him up against one of the biggest kickboxing stars over in Japan. Floyd has nothing to say during this event, and then when everything ends up breaking, when he ends up coming home, we get the press release about him being uncomfortable about the whole event. He didn't want to make a fuss about anything. But a lot of people are saying that the money that he thought he was promised didn't come out. Just a bunch of other shady things.
Yeah.
But it was just the whole fact that you're putting on these private affairs. It almost even seemed like his team wasn't even involved.
Yeah.
We didn't see none of his security team there. We don't see Leonard Ellerby there, and there's really no mention of Al Heyman being involved in this bit. So it's just like he's going out on his own mission to do so.
Yeah, and great breakdown, great breakdown, man. They pretty much tried to exploit him, and the thing is,
they did.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what they did. They wanted to use his name for financial gain, and a lot of people are going to do that. Like Floyd Mayweather said, he said, a lot of people, they pay me a lot of money just to show up. They pay me a lot of money just to show up, et cetera, et cetera. And you're right, Reggie, he did look uncomfortable I haven't even watched the actual live press conference. I just seen the images of it. And I seen the picture of him with his arms folded behind his head, and he looked uncomfortable right there. And the Japanese media, they trying to sell this as an event, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, he does need to be careful. But at the end of the day, I guess he's still going to focus on fighting against Manny Pacquiao. I guess the question is, my question is he planning on trying to face anyone before a Manny Pacquiao rematch now? And I guess the answer is no. I guess he's going to sit back, because I originally thought, when I first heard this news, that this was going to be an actual opponent, and he was going to just kind of, shake off some of the rust by taking on this guy. But no, according to Floyd Mayweather, we had it all wrong. It was just an exhibition. It wasn't even a fight at all. It was just a display, basically, if you will. So.
But, 3 rounds.
And even kind of to go more into it is like when this thing was, when it was brought up, I was like, this is a great thing, because I look at it as the future for all combat sports, to where guys across sports make these challenges to see which artists, kind of at the hierarchy of the fighting throne. But with him always doing things when it comes on the heel of any of these new fighters doing great things, such as the Canelo thing, he makes it. He takes where Canelo gets his deal. He focuses on the money that he's made. Deontay Wilder comes. This is twice he did this when Deontay Wilder comes into the fray of this big mega fight. Mm-hmm. He comes out announcing things. Mm-hmm. It's just time for Floyd to really sit back, concentrate. This is a young men's game. Let these young dudes have their time to shine. Like, it's time for the dude to fall back and make smarter moves with the mic. I hate to see him.
And you know what?
Yes, go ahead.
And you know what, Reggie, is so funny because I was just about to make a point, and then I looked at the comment section, and my man in the comment section, he was on the same page as me. Shout out to my man DeAndre Carey. He just said, first Floyd is a cherry picker. First he's cherry picking. Now he's scared. Which one is it, decafs? Absolutely, man. And this is the reason why I call these cats decafs, because they are never consistent. And we know that this is far more. They're not trying to make any sense. They're just trying to discredit Floyd Mayweather. He's damned if he do. Right. He's damned if he doesn't. Because it's the same thing with when Floyd Mayweather, when he has a fight with Maidana, for example. When they say that Maidana won the fight. They say, oh, Maidana won the fight, et cetera, et cetera. And then they say Floyd Mayweather, he never gives rematches, right? Then all of a sudden, Floyd Mayweather, he gives Maidana a rematch. And then the fans say, oh, look at this crappy fight that, he's fighting Maidana again, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody's going to watch it. And then the rematch does better numbers than the first fight did. You know what I'm saying? So once again, these decafs are never consistent with their message. They're never consistent. They contradict themselves over and over again. You cannot have it both ways, guys. You can't sit over here and say Floyd Mayweather is destroying the sport and he's cherry picking and et cetera, and then once he pulls out of the fight and like, this wasn't supposed to be a real fight, now you want to say he's cherry picking. You know what I'm saying? This is what decafs do. They contradict themselves because they're not trying to make any sense. Logic is like kryptonite for them. You know what I'm saying? The truth is like kryptonite for them. They're not trying to say anything that makes sense. They're trying to tell you we don't like these fighters on the coincidental list. And no matter what they do, we're going to try to discredit them for it. And that's exactly what they do. So, yeah, with that being said, once again, phone lines are starting to fill up a little bit. And we're going to try to take some of these calls and get out of here. I know it's late for my man Money over there. What time is it over there, Money? What is it?
It's 10:20.
Oh, it's okay. It's 10:20. Okay, so that's right.
It's good this way. It's good this way.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. That's good to hear. So let's go ahead and take another call there. We got 308. What's going on, 308? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, Dante and Moni? This is Marlon from Nebraska.
What's going on, Marlon? What's on your mind, man?
What's that?
Okay, man. Hey, hear me out, man. I'm Cuban. I'm from Cuba originally.
All right.
So, I'm in favor of my Cuban fighters, but what the heck is going on with Rigo and Diallo, man? Where's that boy at? Yeah. I haven't heard from that boy ever again.
Yeah, no, you're right. Since that whole situation, we ain't heard from him at all. And matter of fact, that's what I think I'm going to do, man. I'm going to try to get Rigo on the show, man, and see if he wants to just talk to the fans and let everybody know what he's been.
Yeah.
The last thing I heard about Rigo is he just signed a deal with Al Heyman. I don't know how solid that is. Money, did you hear about that? That he had signed? He was either in the process or he signed a deal with
I was hearing. I did hear something about it.
I haven't heard none of that, man.
I haven't. I don't know whatever came of it though.
Right here, I'll switch it to heavyweight, which is my favorite, way to talk about. What about this fight in between Deontay Wilder and Fury? I haven't heard much about Fury, but I see like he's really skilled for his size, but I don't think he's ready for Deontay. I like the fight for Deontay because I think it's a win for him, and Fury has a name. Like,
yeah.
He might not be as good at, but he has a name to sell,
And what this does? Go ahead.
So, like my question would be like, what do you think? Like, Like, is there an actual chance for Fury to do something in the fight?
Oh,
or you think it's completely...
This might be. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say with Deontay Wilder because he has that unpredictable right hand that can change the dynamic of the fight. In a heartbeat.
Yeah,
but with that being said, I could also see this as being Deontay Wilder's toughest fight. Until Wilder lands that right hand. Because
right. Yeah, which he did with Ortiz. I'm a fan of Ortiz, man, but he people will be like, no, Deontay got saved him fight. No, he ain't got saved him, bro. It's just what happened, and he hit him. He hit him. He got him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He and see the thing is with Tyson Fury, like you said earlier, Tyson Fury, he's deceptively good on his feet to be so big. To frustrate Vladimir Klitschko, that says a lot. People don't get. I don't think people give Tyson Fury enough credit for that win that he had over Vladimir Klitschko. Yeah, because nobody can frustrate Vladimir Klitschko. You know what I mean? So he outboxed.
That dude is calm as hell, bro.
Yeah, he's
calm as hell. He's the calmest out there.
And he took away Klitschko's right hand. So if he took away Klitschko's right hand, can he take away Wilder's right hand? So we'll see. We'll see, man.
I mean, hey, and that's where I'm coming from. Like, it's so hard to, like, in my heart, I know Wilder got it, man. I know he got it because everything is on him. But now, if you think like, damn, this guy, you can't actually not bet against him either because he's so confident and he's done it. Like, he done some crazy shit, man. Mm-hmm. That shit he did against Klitschko, like, nobody thought he was gonna do it.
Yeah, of course. Nobody thought so. Nobody thought he was gonna do it.
Like, this fight is so intriguing. That's like really, really intriguing.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good fight.
When it comes
I think Deontay got it, but
go ahead.
It was some things that the late great trainer Emmanuel Stewart. It was some things that he pointed out before him and Wilder became stars, but he always told everyone to look out for Tyson Fury. So Tyson Fury was always there, and we all know that Emmanuel Stewart's a visionary. He knows great things when he sees it. But this thing was also making sure that Tyson Fury had his mind into it. But it was he always seen the special talent within Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And once he's focused, he's a dangerous guy. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that really weird craft for a 6'9" dude. That's impressive as hell.
Very impressive.
Hey,
man, but thanks for calling in. I got to get to another one, man. All right, man. But thanks for calling in.
All right, man. All right. Much love for you guys, man.
All right, take care.
Take it easy.
Take care. Yeah, man. I mean, that'll definitely be a good fight. And like I said, man, I mean, with Deontay Wilder having that eraser, man, it's so unpredictable. You just never know, how much is going to change the fight. But I can't wait to see this fight, man. Right. I really can't wait to see this fight.
Me too.
Yeah, it should be a good fight, man. It should be a really good fight.
Hey. And some people say that Deontay Wilder is too wild. I keep telling people, go back and watch his fights. He's not wild until he actually lands a shot and stuns his opponent.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Up until that time, he's not wild.
Not at all. I mean, he looked like a technician when he knocked out Bermain in the rematch. Even though the fight only lasted one round. I mean, that piston jab, you could tell when he hit Bermain with the jab. It was like when I used to box, we used to call it the oh shit.
It's going to be a bad day.
We used to call it the oh shit jab. You know what I mean? Like, God damn, that kind of, that changed everything. You just seen Bermain's whole face expression, his body language change when he got caught with that first jab. Like, this is different. He was like, oh, this is different.
Not today, Jack.
Yeah, this is different. And so, there's no
yes.
Wilder got skills. I mean, he showed an educated uppercut. Was that against Spilka when he knocked out Spilka? It wasn't even a right hand. I think that was a Spilka fight where it wasn't even.
With Spilka, it was a right hand, and it came at this weird angle. It came down, and I guess he had some good leverage on it. It came down at this funny angle.
Right. No, you're right.
It called Spilka. It called him in a bad way.
I'm mixing it up with another opponent, I think, but because I remember, or maybe it was a different knockdown. Because I just remember he landed a very.
It was a different knockout.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. But he he definitely has skill. I mean, I there are still, other fighters that probably are a little bit more skilled than he is, but he does make up for it with his will, though. So that's pretty much how I see it. But anyway, let's go ahead. Before I take another call, real quick, Money, we didn't really touch that much. I said I wanted to talk about Canelo or Abel Sanchez. We didn't. I think I lightly touched on it. I want to talk about this because it's comical to me. So you guys know I interviewed Abel Sanchez many times, and Abel Sanchez, before, he was adamant, telling me that really no other fight matters except for the Canelo fight. When Charlo was his mandatory, when Danny Jacobs was on Golovkin's heels, Abel Sanchez, he continued to tell me and the fans, it's Canelo. We might fight 4 or 5 times is what he told me. If the fights are close, we'll keep fighting because that's the fight that the fans want to see. It's a big fight. There's no fight bigger than that. Now, all of a sudden, once the WBC orders Golovkin to fight Charlo to get another Canelo fight, now all of a sudden, Abel Sanchez, he completely changes his tune. He went from singing hip hop to singing country music. You know what I mean? Because now he's talking about now he's saying, who cares? Nobody cares about Canelo. We don't need no Canelo fight. Canelo fight is not even important, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful this Jamal Charlo opponent is. That's how dangerous Jamal Charlo is. It's making fighters jump weight classes. Jamal Charlo making cats, abandon their priorities and their objectives. I mean, this man is a serious boogeyman. And once again, to the decafs who continue to say Charlo ain't nothing and he's a bum, y'all need to tell Golovkin that. You guys need to give Golovkin the same confidence that you have sitting at home. You need to call up Golovkin and give him the same confidence. You need to say, come on, Golovkin, you could do it. This guy is a bum. He's easy for you to beat. You'll beat him easy. Man, if you told Golovkin that, he'd be like, fool, have you been watching this damn Jamal Charlo? Do you even watch boxing? Because that's what Golovkin would tell your ass if you ever told Golovkin that. He'd be like, man, have you been watching boxing? You sound like you've been lost, man. Man, you need to. Golovkin will be like, let me send you some highlights. Golovkin be like, let me send you some highlights, and you explain to me. Man, hey,
you got me dying over here.
Hey, Golovkin,
you have lost your mind.
You have lost your damn mind. Are you my fan or are you my enemy? You want to see me get hurt? I thought you was my fan, man. With fans like you, I don't need no damn enemies, okay? With friends like you over here trying to get me in the ring, trying to convince me this is easy. Let me go in the ring and just take care of this. Boy, if I was to listen to you, I'd be so damn embarrassed, and it'll be all your damn fault. The friends like that. These decafs ain't they friends, man. These decafs ain't they friends. Friends don't set nobody up for failure like that. That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's like me telling you money. That's like me telling you money, knowing, not to go to this DMV in particular, because you're gonna be waiting there for 8 hours and they treat you like crap. And I know that there's a much better DMV you can go to. I know you can avoid all that, but I tell you, yeah, man, go ahead and go to that DMV, man. Yeah, man, it's so easy. You'll be in and out of there, man. You'll be like, damn, Dante, you told me that this was gonna be easy. You told me I was going to be in and out, man. What kind of friend are you, man? You know what I'm saying? So, come on, man. We know what time it is, man. So, you decafs, man, y'all, once again, man, y'all setting up your boy Golovkin for failure. Man. Y'all setting him up for failure. Don't tell him that this is easy. First of all, he don't believe you know how. Anyway, let's take another call real quick. Let's go and take another call.
Okay.
All right, we got 281. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, fellas? This is Willa the King from Outsiders Boxing Podcast, man. Hey, great show as always. Just wanted to call in real quick. On that Charlo, I'm from Houston, Texas, so I'm a Charlo fan. But when we talk about Charlo and we call him the boogeyman, we always got to remember that there is a boogeyman for the boogeyman that he's not talking about, and that's Danny Jacobs. who they had that little thing. So with all, I like to try to keep it balanced, fair and balanced. So when we say these guys don't want to fight Charlo, which is true, we also got to say it don't look like Charlo is talking about fighting Jacob. Jacob's got a belt now, so if you don't, why not fight a guy for the belt? Maybe because you don't want to fight.
You know something?
Go ahead, Money.
No, I was going to say just to answer that. I was listening very closely to Daniel Jacobs after his most recent fight, and he said, "Yeah, I really want to make this thing happen." However, he just so happened to slide in the thing about his promotion. Well, I need to, that's up to my promoter to see what's best for my career. Regardless of what's good for your career or not, you're going to say, because he did say it was personal, I want this guy right here, right now. At least that's the way that I would do it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to say if it's up to my promoter. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because Jamal is not a guy of many words. And I've, kind of got a chance to hang around him a little bit in reference to that. One thing I noticed about him, when there are no cameras around, you can't hardly get a sentence out of this guy. Mm-hmm. But when the cameras are around him, he perks up for the cameras here and there, but he's just not big on words.
Yeah.
In general.
And something else I want to say to respond to my man is if we're comparing Jamal Charlo to the Golovkin and Canelo situation where you got to remember once again, Canelo's mandatory is Jamal Charlo. Gennady Golovkin was ordered by the WBC to fight Jamal Charlo. The difference from them and Danny Jacobs or even Charlo, if you will, is Golovkin and Canelo, they've never said we want to fight. They never said we want to fight against Charlo. They never said Charlo is ducking us. They never said Charlo is afraid of us. But when it comes to Jamal Charlo and Danny Jacobs, we hearing both sides say that each other is afraid. Because Danny Jacobs, he just recently said that he doesn't think Charlo wants to fight him. He said, et cetera, after I confronted him in New York, he said he doesn't want to fight me. Then more recently, I did a video on it. Jamal Charlo's trainer, he just said that Golovkin, Canelo, and Danny Jacobs are all afraid to fight against Jamal Charlo. So you hearing it from both sides right now. But once again, I think we have to take care of the business that's in order right now. And what's in order right now is Canelo's mandatory is Charlo. The WBC, he ordered Golovkin to fight against Charlo. There's no doubt in my mind we're always going to have a modern-day black murderer's row. And I believe that if Danny Jacobs and Charlo, they continue to win, we're going to get that fight just like we got Jamal Charlo versus Julian J. Rock Williams. I remember for years, or at least for a while, people were saying that Jamal Charlo was ducking J. Rock Williams. Like Money said, Jamal is not, a man of many words. But I believe that because Charlo and Golovkin, they're not going to get in the ring with I believe because Golovkin and Canelo are not going to get in the ring with Charlo, or maybe even Danny Jacobs right now, they're going to end up fighting each other eventually because there's not going to be too many other options out there. So that's pretty much how I see the situation,
Right, and I think it makes no sense for Charlo and Jacobs to challenge each other anyway. The circus has to end with one of these guys knocking either a Triple G or Canelo off that throne. Then that's when we get the game back to balance. So I think them avoiding each other makes more sense just to cut the circus out that's going on between those two guys.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
I think that's where
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's where we as human beings we pick and choose and we do what we want to do, right? So why does it make sense for him to go fight a guy with a belt when you don't got a belt? Because he's got a belt and these guys don't want to fight you, right? Why does it make sense? Why does it make sense for Canelo to not fight a guy that might beat him up when he's making all the money? Because he's a kid of Floyd Mayweather, and that's what Mayweather has done for his whole career.
Floyd Mayweather never Hold on. Let's talk about that. But before you go to another topic, let's because that's a huge misconception. Floyd Mayweather in his prime, he beat more fighters that were in the pound for pound list than any fighter today. Floyd Mayweather. There's not one time when Floyd Mayweather was in a situation where he had an option to fight the best fighter in the division, and he just fought someone that was completely irrelevant. I mean, when he beat Ricky Hatton was considered pound for pound number 4, the best fighter in the world, because Ricky Hatton had just beat Costa Tszyu. You know, when he beat Shane Mosley, 6 months before he beat Shane Mosley, if you guys remember, Floyd Mayweather went on a radio show, and that's when R.A. Rugged Man made his name by dissing Floyd Mayweather and saying that he was ducking Shane Mosley. And everybody in the studio was saying, yeah, that's the fight I want to see. We understand that you ain't going to fight Pacquiao because of the steroids or whatever, but why don't you fight Shane Mosley? Jim Lampley said the same thing. Floyd Mayweather, he ended up fighting Shane Mosley right after, that was his very next fight. Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao when Manny Pacquiao was considered pound for pound number 2, number 3, the best fighter in the world. So you can't compare. You cannot compare.
We can't compare
what Canelo and Golovkin are doing. Yeah, so I don't understand why.
Compare, and that's,
so why did you bring up Mayweather's name? You can't compare what Golovkin and Canelo are doing to Mayweather.
We can compare it. We can compare it.
Okay,
and this is why I wanted to call.
So tell me what Mayweather.
My main call right here.
Give me an example of what Mayweather did. Mayweather did that Canelo and Golovkin are doing.
No. Okay, check this out. Mayweather, these are his kids. Canelo is his kid. When Mayweather got to the top of the game, he picked and chose who he wanted to fight. He said, now I didn't say he's fighting bums. I didn't say any of that. I'm just saying these are his kids. They're taking his blueprint, right? So Floyd Mayweather, he wins the belt. He says belts don't mean nothing. Why? Because he ain't going to pay him. He ain't going to fight the mandatory. He's going to do what he wants to do. Right? Hold on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Now this is why the main reason I called, because I called when y'all talking about Canelo. You can't put Canelo in the same bag as Triple G and Joshua. Why? Because Canelo has fought the best, right? When Canelo was on the come up, just like Floyd was on the come up, he was fighting top-notch fighters, right? Until he got all the money, then he decides to make the choices he wants to make.
Wait,
now,
hold on.
Is he ducking Charlo? Yes.
Well,
I believe that.
Okay, well, let me just respond to what you're saying, because you said Floyd Mayweather stopped fighting the best. You said he picked and chose. First of all, every fighter, no matter, even if every opponent that you fight is the best, you're still picking and choosing who you fight. But what I'm asking you is, who was fighting better competition? When Floyd Mayweather was in his 30s, he was facing better competition than Golovkin is facing today. Do you agree with that or not? So okay.
I agree with it. I'm talking about when they got the money.
Oh
when
yeah, hold on. That's what I'm talking about. Wait. Hold on. When Floyd Mayweather got the money, when he beat Oscar De La Hoya. So let me go in and correct you. When Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez, he's fighting the guy. Floyd Mayweather is 38.
Who?
Canelo Alvarez.
Okay.
Hold on. When he fought against Canelo Alvarez, Floyd Mayweather was 38. He was 37 going on 38. He was 15 to 20 pounds smaller than Canelo Alvarez. He had already moved up 5 weight classes. Then he fought him at 152. So let me ask you, when he fought Canelo Alvarez, did he already have the money?
Yes, and he picked the guy that nobody knew, his son, that he was crowning the next guy.
Hold on. You said, did you say nobody? Did you say, hold on, wait. Did you say nobody knew who Canelo Alvarez was? You said nobody knew who Canelo Alvarez was?
No. I didn't say nobody knew who Canelo was. I said his son, who he was bringing up to crown the next guy.
Wait, so you retracted. So you retracting. You're not saying that nobody knew who he was.
We knew who Canelo was because he got the fight.
Okay. So
he whooped his ass because he wasn't prepared for that. It was an easy fight.
Okay. So you said. So hold on.
See what we do.
Wait. Let's talk about the preparation. Let's talk about preparation.
Mosley was old.
Let's talk. Okay. Wait. We'll go to Mosley after we finish Canelo. We'll go to Mosley after we finish Canelo. No. Let me respond. Okay. Okay, but wait, bro. We gonna touch on all the opponents. We'll talk about every opponent. We'll talk about Ortiz. Robert Guerrero. But first, let me go back to Canelo. You said he wasn't prepared. Let me ask you a question right now. Canelo is 23 years old. Floyd Mayweather is closer to 40 years old. Canelo is 15 to 20 pounds bigger. He's undefeated. He's stronger. So let me ask you.
He got his ass whooped.
Let me finish.
Did y'all think he was going to win?
Wait. Let me finish. So if Floyd Mayweather was the one that was 23 years old, and it was Canelo that was close to 40, and it was Floyd that was at a higher weight class, and Canelo had already moved up 5 weight classes, then he had to move up an additional weight class, who would you pick to win that fight?
That's not what we're talking about.
Wait, no. Answer the question. Wait. Hey, you said prepared. Wait, you said Canelo wasn't prepared. You said Canelo wasn't prepared. So I'm asking you.
He would never be prepared. He would whoop his ass.
Thank you. Okay, you said he would never be. You just said he would never be prepared. Then you contradict yourself and say he'll whoop his ass now. You said he would never be prepared. Huh?
Listen, check this out. But see what I'm saying? That's what you're trying to flip it and script it. You got to.
What am I flipping? What am I flipping?
Floyd did what he did. Floyd can beat Canelo. He's better. I never compared.
Okay, so why are you making excuses for the win?
And that's the whole point.
So
why are you fighting somebody?
Let me inject.
Wait,
Dante.
Go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead, and I'll jump back in. Go ahead, Reggie.
Yeah, let me inject something because a lot of these dudes scapegoat Floyd for what these new age boxers are doing. Floyd earned his way up into this game, and even when he made the money,
Canelo did it.
He fought the top guys. Everybody wants to do the cherry picking thing. What he did when guys were at the top because of this hard work, dedication thing that the guy truly lived up to, he kind of made these guys look like ordinary fighters, and a lot of people don't credit that. But when you look at the guys he challenged, the Cottos, the Pacquiaos, everyone else, he outclassed them. And now a lot of people want to disregard the level of talent that he fought. Floyd fought at the top level. What these new guys are doing, once they're crowned at the top and they have these challenges within their division, they're making up all these excuses to duck them. When Floyd was at the top, people crowned all these new age fighters, and Floyd wouldn't fought him. He fought all these guys, and he outclassed the hell out of them. You cannot discount what Floyd did. He earned his way.
And let me say this.
He earned his way to the top level the hard way.
And let me.
Nobody discounted anything.
And
nobody said cherry picking.
And let me.
That's what y'all want.
No, you said pick and choose. You said pick and choose. What's the difference from picking and choosing and cherry picking?
I didn't say you said pick.
You said pick and choose a whole bunch of times.
Old guys out there.
You said pick and choose
for the money.
Well, everybody is fighting for money.
That doesn't mean cherry pick.
Okay, who would you say? Let me ask you.
Pick different guys.
Let me ask you this.
Pick different guys.
Let me ask you this. Who would you say has beat better competition than Floyd Mayweather right now? Who would you say has beat better competition than Floyd Mayweather?
Nobody.
Thank you. So
how we pick and choose?
So how do you compare? How are you comparing Canelo?
Okay, I got a question.
So how are you comparing Canelo to Golovkin, or Mayweather to Canelo and Golovkin?
I said you can't compare. I said you can't compare Canelo to Golovkin because Canelo has murderers on his resume. Golovkin does it. See, that's the thing. We try to act like
that's
Canelo
a different.
Come up and
that's a different conversation. I agree.
So who
Listen,
has the best resume out now?
I agree.
Who has a better resume than Canelo right now?
But you the one that brought Floyd Mayweather's name up. I didn't bring up Mayweather's name.
No, what I'm saying is he's his baby. But see, you took it, and that's why, and that just made you jump off the deep end. You didn't hear what I was saying. You weren't listening to me. You think I'm taking shots? I'm not taking shots. I love Canelo. I love Mayweather. His father. I like these guys, but I'm just letting y'all understand, and that was the main reason I called it. It wasn't even about Floyd. It was about you comparing Joshua and Golovkin to Canelo. Canelo has fought guys. Those other two guys has not. Those other two guys' resumes isn't close to Canelo. If you look down at it, who's got a better resume than Canelo right now? So what? That he just fought Triple G, who a lot of people had him top 5 pound for pound. He fought him 2 times. So he goes up and fights a bum. Why can't somebody do that? Why can't somebody do that? Why is that ducking? Why can't you just showcase your talent and take a damn break after you fought the top guy in the game twice?
And let me say this real quick, because people saying get this clown off the phone, all that kind of stuff. That's not what we do over here. We want to have people call in and say stuff like this so we can have a longer, better conversation.
Stuff like what? Stuff like what? Y'all haven't told me what I said. Y'all said
when you
said that I was discrediting Floyd, I didn't do any of that. I said picks and shoes, and y'all know he was pick shoes. What young hungry fighter did they fight? Canelo, that he whooped his ass. He was fighting
my brother.
Guys.
He fought hungry guys. That's why the money came with that. When you fight the top guys,
Ortiz. So he fought Ortiz.
When you fight the top guys,
Listen.
When you fight the current top guys, that's where the money comes from.
Listen, when you say
so Canelo isn't fighting the top.
You asked me what kind of stuff you saying. I'm gonna be real with you. You saying decaf stuff. It's funny because you started the conversation off saying I don't think I'm a decaf. You are saying decaf stuff because you.
No, I didn't say anything about that. There goes something else you're saying. I said
you can't. No, wait. I'm a quote what you said. First of you compare Canelo. You compare Canelo and you compare Golovkin. You compare Canelo and you compare Golovkin to Floyd Mayweather. You said that Floyd Mayweather.
No, I did not. I compared Canelo. Canelo to Floyd Mayweather.
Okay. Let's.
Golovkin.
All right. Well, let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase it. So you compare Canelo to Floyd Mayweather, and then you said that once Floyd Mayweather made money, he stopped fighting. He started picking and choosing his opponents. But I told you that when he made money, he fought against Canelo Alvarez. So what I'm asking you is, do you think
Canelo Alvarez was 23? See, but we're not keeping it real. See, that's why you don't want to keep it real.
No,
he fought Canelo Alvarez. Did you think Canelo Alvarez had a chance? Did you think Canelo Alvarez had a chance?
Wait, first of all, it doesn't matter if he had a chance or not. If he's not as good,
it means I'm picking fights and I'm gonna whoop these guys.
Wait. Hold on for a second. First of all, before Floyd Mayweather fought against Canelo, fans were saying that Floyd Mayweather was ducking Canelo Alvarez. Number one. Number two. Once again, you keep going.
That's true.
Wait. You keep going back to talking about he's 23. So this is why I'm asking you this question.
No, I didn't say. I just said he got his ass whooped.
Wait, why did you say he was 23? Why? Thank you. You said he's not ready.
He was 23.
No, you just said that. You just said that. You said Canelo was 23. You just said it a second ago. Hold on. And you said he's not ready. You said he's not ready. Hold on. Let me respond to what you're saying.
Right.
You said he's not ready. Once again, because you didn't answer the question when I asked you this the first time. If this was reverse roles, and Floyd Mayweather was 23, and Floyd Mayweather was the smaller, Floyd Mayweather was the bigger guy, and Canelo had to move up another weight class to fight him, and Canelo is close to 40, Floyd is 23. Who would you pick to win that fight?
Floyd Mayweather. What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
I'm gonna tell you. You asking me a question.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
I'm gonna tell you. Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. You asked me what does that have to do with what we're talking about? You asking me, bro. You asking me a question. Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. You said what does this have to do with what we're talking about? Let me answer the question because you just said the excuse that you're using is Canelo Alvarez, he was 23. So if you would pick Floyd Mayweather to beat Canelo, and if Floyd was in Canelo's shoes, then you cannot use the excuse that Canelo Alvarez was 23 if you would pick Floyd even if he was 23. You cannot use that excuse.
What does that have to do? But what does that have to do with anything? But see, that's the whole.
I just answered your question.
I'm talking about the route these guys' careers are going. I'm not talking about skills. I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about the blueprint. Floyd Mayweather set up has nothing to do with skills.
Hold on,
nothing to do with skills.
That's like asking me what's 2 plus 2. Hold on, you said no, it's not. You didn't even let me finish what I was saying.
That's false because we're talking about a blueprint. We're talking about how you execute a blueprint, not about your skills, right?
Hold on.
We're talking about a blueprint.
Okay.
Do you understand?
All right, bro.
That, right?
All right, bro.
I've never said that Floyd Mayweather and Canelo are boxing on the same level. I never said anything about boxing skills. I'm talking about the fight. I'm talking about their business plans.
All right, bro. All right, bro. I gave you a lot of time, bro. Call in another time and we'll have another conversation because I got to get to some more calls. Okay.
Yes, sir. Hey.
Okay, I'm sorry. I cut him off where he started to go. But see, this is Hello? Hey, you still there? Or I want to make sure I didn't hang up on the wrong person. I got a lot of people online. But anyway, hey, do you guys see? You guys see how he who's back? Oh, somebody turn your background down a little bit. I can hear the live stream in the background. But anyway, you guys notice how the guy, he admitted he admitted that no fighter has a better resume than Floyd Mayweather. He admitted that if Floyd Mayweather was in the same situation that Canelo was in, where Floyd was the one that was 23, he was the bigger, he was the younger, he was the stronger, he still picked Floyd Mayweather to beat him. So it's like if you listen to everything that he's saying, he's agreeing with what logical people already know, but because he personally doesn't like Floyd Mayweather, he's trying to basically tell you, I don't like the guy, but I agree with everything that you're saying. I don't understand. How can people compare what Canelo Alvarez is doing to Floyd Mayweather is doing? If Canelo is doing the same thing, then Canelo would be considered pound for pound the best fighter in the world right now. And that means that
precisely.
Yeah, and that means that he's going to fight top 10 pound for pound fighters, for the rest of his career.
Just like the way Floyd did.
Yeah, because if you comparing the 27-year-old if you can comparing the 28-year-old Floyd Mayweather to the 28-year-old Canelo Alvarez, it's not even apples and oranges. It's apples and rocks. It's nowhere near the same. And furthermore, when he talks about Canelo Alvarez as having the best resume, I agree with him on one point. Canelo definitely has a better resume than Golovkin. I agree with that. But you can't just give a fighter credit just because they have big names on their resume. Did you beat them? And did you beat them without any controversy? Canelo, if I just told you Canelo, if I just told you Canelo Alvarez, he has Lara on his resume, he has Trout on his resume, he has Golovkin on his resume, that's gonna definitely sound good. But then when you think about the fact that the Trout fight could have went either way, when you think about the fact that a lot of people thought that Lara won that fight, that you can't give him credit for that. You certainly can't give him credit for losing to Floyd Mayweather. That's like, if that's the case, Zab Judah, he has more big names on his record than any fighter. You know what I'm saying? Zab Judah, he done been in there with everybody. So if we using that logic, if we using that logic, you would have to damn near say Zab Judah should be right behind Floyd Mayweather when it comes to the best fighter of this era. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the names that's on his resume. No, you have to beat these guys decisively. And if you struggle against them the first time, or if there's any controversy, any question, you come back and beat them decisively in a rematch. That's what Floyd did against Castillo.
Like what Floyd did.
That's what Floyd did against Castillo. That's what Andre Ward did against Kovalev. This is what real champions do. You don't have a Lara fight where people thought Lara won the fight and never fight him again. You don't do that. But when it came to Golovkin, Canelo was willing to give him a rematch, but he didn't want to give Lara a rematch because that was a very difficult fight. So we know what time it is, man. Once again, this dude called in and he agreed with everything that I said. You know what I mean? When it came to Floyd Mayweather. So what is your argument? It doesn't make any sense. Go ahead.
And can we, the other thing, a lot of people like to knock black greatness. Like when it comes to the ring, I disagree with a lot of things Floyd is doing in the retirement with the financial thing. But the one thing you cannot deny is this guy's greatness inside that ring. And a lot of people coming, I was looking at comments about him not fighting black fighters. I think a lot of you people who say that need to go back and watch this guy's career. You guys have to cut that and start honoring the greatness, even if not just honoring past legends. You have to honor people within this modern age. The dude is a great. When it comes to the sport, that hard work and dedication stuff he lives by, and it shows. We cannot deny our greats. So all that he didn't fight black fighters, you guys don't watch fights.
Hey, tell me, somebody want to call in, put his area code in the comment section. I just seen somebody say, I don't know if he was being sarcastic or if he was being serious, but he said Floyd Mayweather had a close fight with De La Hoya and he didn't give him a rematch, but he had question mark, when he said it. Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya didn't want the rematch. Floyd Mayweather actually wanted the rematch. Floyd Mayweather was aggressively pushing for the rematch. It was Oscar De La Hoya that did not want a rematch with a much smaller Floyd Mayweather. So once again, man, you guys don't want to have these conversations with me, man, because I know the facts and I know the situation. Oscar De La Hoya did not want a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Okay, y'all say it's 443. Wait, I think that sounds familiar. That sounds like somebody I had on the line before. Let me see. 443.
I know you had 413 before.
Oh well, I don't know. I don't think this is a decaf though. But that's actually the next caller though. But here, we'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, this he was the next person in line anyway. We got 443. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
How you doing, y'all? It's Tyrone from last week.
What's going on, Tyrone? Yeah, man. What's good with you, man?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm just looking at that Usyk Bellew fight again. I probably watched that 10 times, man. That was great. I mean, Bellew deserved that. I mean, there couldn't be nobody who deserved that more. I mean, that guy's been talking so much stuff. I mean, his resume is garbage. I mean, British, Commonwealth, European, and world title all vacant. I mean, he even told Deontay Wilder at one point that he had a better resume at heavyweight than he did, beating a washed David Haye. So to see him crash back to earth like that, over that back row, it was great.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good fight. It was a great fight. And, right now, Usyk, he's pound for pound the best cruiserweight. The question now is, how will he do at the heavyweight division now, since he's not going to stay at the cruiserweight division? So, yeah, congratulations to Usyk. It was a great performance. I was a little surprised that it was competitive, because I made a prediction video, and I thought that Usyk, he was going to basically outclass and outbox and then possibly knock him out. I was surprised. I will give credit to Bellew that he made the fight competitive, because I didn't think it was going to be that competitive. But that was a vicious knockout. That left hook was a nice highlight reel right there. So now the question.
Yeah, he set him up with that. He set him up with that left hook, and he caught him stumbling to finish it with a straight left hand. Just put him away. I mean, that was great.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. I think Andrew Tabiti is the future at cruiserweight. I really like him. I like his style. He's fast. He just has this speed. I don't think anybody right now in the cruiserweight division have his size and speed, to be honest with you. And I think he's going to blow this Dorticos or whatever away. I mean, it's not even going to be a contest. I don't think he'll knock him out.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm going to have to probably go to the middle on that one. I'm not going to say I completely disagree with you, but Tabiti has a thing of not throwing a lot of punches. He throws good punches, okay? But when you're in there with a guy like Dorticos, not only is he a volume puncher, but he's a hard puncher, and he will keep coming at you. So we're going to see how Tabiti is going to deal with that. If he can turn angles and really frustrate Dorticos, then probably you have something special. But that's probably going to be his biggest challenge in that whole tournament, if you ask me. Dorticos is no easy walk. He really isn't.
Yeah,
he took Murat Gassiev all the way to the end until he got stopped, unfortunately.
Hey, but is Usyk? Is Usyk going to go direct? Is Usyk going to go straight to heavyweight? I'm not sure if he's planning on going straight to heavyweight right now.
What I'm hearing, what I'm hearing is that he's going to go straight up, vacate everything, and I think Golovkin right now is interim WBO, and he's going to be WBO champ again. Mm-hmm. They're going to upgrade him, and they're going to put some belts on the line for some of these other things. So I think Tabiti can come out with at least 1 or 2 belts from this tournament. I mean, I really like what I see from him, and I do think he's going to have to use angles against Dorticos. Dorticos is real. He kind of plods, and he loves the 1-2, and I think as long as he keeps moving, he should cruise past this guy.
I hope so, man. Yeah. It'll be a good look, man, because Tabiti, he's pretty much homegrown when it comes to TMT Mayweather promotions and everything. So it would be real cool to see him, win this tournament. But it's not going to be easy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not going to be easy at all. So but thanks for calling in. Good stuff. All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get to another one. All right, man. Hello? Did I lose everybody again? Hey, hello? Everybody there? Okay. Hey, you guys, hold on for 1 second. And I think I got my man Blue Blood on here. I don't know why he was muted over here. But hey, Blue, if you on the line, hold on for a second. I gotta reboot these phone lines. I don't know why it's doing this. Hold on a second, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and reboot these phone lines. All right, guys, I got you guys back on. I got my phone line back cracking. Anyway. Yeah, man, but once again, man, thanks for calling in, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get to another one, man. Hey, Blue, you there?
Yeah, what's good, bro?
What's going on, man? Got my man Blue Blood Sports TV on the horn, man. My bad, man. I don't know why you was muted on there, because I seen a name and I said this looked familiar, But anyway.
Yeah, no, I had to mute I was trying to mute myself because my dogs was barking.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know what happened with my phone, because then it came over and told me that my phone wasn't registered to be on this call and then I had to pay a 1 cent a second or some crazy shit. I'm like, what the hell?
What the hell? Yeah.
I don't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff. But man. Hey, but anyway, man. Hey, so what's on your mind, man? From you heard we had a decaf. We had a couple decafs call in, but we had a super decaf just call in. Your thoughts on anything that we've been talking about, man?
Man, he was super outrageous, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. You see, like, these dudes, they listen to what they heard. They don't know, they don't actually know the history. They go by what they heard. Floyd Mayweather never fought black fighters. Floyd Mayweather avoided this fighter. Floyd Mayweather avoided that fighter. Man, they don't know the history of Floyd Mayweather. And first of all, there's two versions of Floyd Mayweather. That's what makes him. That's, to me, in my opinion, that's what puts him over the top as being the greatest ever in my book. This guy resurrected his career. He has 2 chapters. He has Pretty Boy Floyd. He officially has 2 chapters in his career.
That's a great point.
That's not make believe. He has Pretty Boy Floyd, and then he has Money Mayweather. 2 different fighters.
Yeah, and they were both fighting against pound for pound fighters and beating them.
Right.
Blue. Going back to the whole fighting black fighters. The funny thing is, Floyd Mayweather has actually beat better black opponents than anybody, at least in this era right now. I mean, Shane Mosley,
that's a fact.
Yeah, Shane Mosley is going to go down as a legend. He's going to go down. He's way beyond a Hall of Famer. And once again, when Floyd Mayweather beat Shane Mosley, that was the time that he had just knocked out Margarito, and Jim Lampley had said, now Mosley is the #1 welterweight in the world. Once again, in football, if you beat the #1 seed, that means you beat the best team. You know what I mean? So Shane Mosley was the #1 seed in that division, but this goes back to what we said earlier. You know that these fans are not consistent, because with Floyd Mayweather, or when you're on a coincidental list, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because once, like I said before, if Floyd Mayweather, he has a competitive fight with Maidana, they say Maidana won. Floyd Mayweather gives him a rematch. They say, hey, man, why are you giving him a rematch? Why are you cherry picking? Why are you taking easy fights? It's the Japanese dude, they say that it's a cherry pick. He's hurting the sport. He pulls out of the fight. They say he was scared of him. So that's why these cats are not consistent with what. And one thing I slightly disagree with you on, Blue, when you said some of these cats, they wasn't around and they didn't watch what Floyd Mayweather was doing. No, man, actually, some of these cats, they watched all of it, but they just hate Floyd Mayweather so much, they hate that they have to give him credit. Just like Larry Merchant. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, Larry Merchant, I'll never forget it. When Floyd Mayweather knocked out Ortiz, I'll never forget this. Larry Merchant, he said, hey, well, that was, at least for the first time, Floyd Mayweather was exciting. You got to remember, Larry Merchant sat there ringside when Floyd Mayweather knocked out Gennaro Hernandez, when he knocked out Endom, when he knocked out Manfredi, when he knocked out all of these cats, Sean Bay Mitchell, Corrales, even when he fought against De La Hoya, Larry Merchant, he admitted, he said, well, Floyd, because Jim was trying to hate on Floyd, and Larry said, well, no, Jim, Floyd is going toe-to-toe with Oscar De La Hoya right now. So that's my point. These cats, they see it, but they hate the fact that the truth is the truth. But that's the difference from new media.
And then another thing I heard him say, they was old. Well, whose fault is that? First of all, they was coming off. Floyd Mayweather never fought anybody coming off a loss or a horrible victory.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to fight Zab Judah when Zab Judah was hot, and ain't nobody tell Zab Judah to lose to Carlos Bolderman.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he didn't even fight Zab Judah. He fought Carlos Bolderman.
True.
Yeah,
right.
True.
And then people forget that Shane Mosley made the excuse of having a toothache. And Larry Merchant is like, so you're telling me your tooth is the reason that you won't fight Floyd Mayweather? Oh yeah, I got to go on vacation. I got to see. That was Shane Mosley making up excuses. This was Oscar De La Hoya talking about he wasn't worth the risk.
Yeah.
The reward wasn't worth the risk of fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
This is Tasa Tszyu that avoided Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
This is Joel Casamayor that avoided
Casamayor,
Floyd Mayweather.
Nassim Hamed.
Prince Nassim.
Yeah.
Prince Nassim avoided Floyd Mayweather.
Mayweather.
These dudes avoided Floyd Mayweather.
They treated Floyd Mayweather like he was Errol Spence and Jamal Charlo back in the day. Real quick, this dude,
worse than that.
Victor Juarez. Victor Juarez or Jerez. He's been trolling in the comment section for quite some time, and everybody's telling him to call in. I guess I just took a look at the comment section where he was making excuses why he couldn't call in, or he tried to call in. Hey, go ahead and call in right now, man. We'll go ahead and take your call right now. We want to get you on the horn, Victor Juarez or Jerez. Let me see. He's trying to call in.
And what's thing I heard him say?
And real quick, what's your area code? Tell him to put his area code in the comment section. I'll pick up his call right now. Victor, respond to me in the comment section if you're serious about calling in. Go ahead, Blue Blood. Okay, 201.
Another thing that they were saying that this dude said, I heard him say, Canelo Alvarez, that was his kid. He raised him. He prepped him. He did all this. And man, you forget that they said that Floyd Mayweather, even Canelo Alvarez himself, said that Floyd Mayweather was scared to fight him, and that's why he refused to fight on his undercards anymore, because Floyd Mayweather wouldn't sign the contract, and everybody was getting that. Oh, Floyd, sign the contract. Fight him. Sign the contract.
Thank you.
And you had these commentators, even Jim Lampley. Oh, Floyd will never fight a young, hungry Mexican. He's young and all. And so Floyd fought him. A dude, what was Floyd? 18 years older than this dude?
Yeah,
15 years older than this dude?
He was 14 years. He was 14 or 15 years older than him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see,
and they make up all these excuses, right?
That
and
was back in 2013.
Yeah, and the killer part about it is these dudes that say, well, he fought these dudes. He never fought a young, hungry black fighter. But some of the Mexican fighters that he fought, like Diego Corrales, he was the underdog.
I mean, yeah,
he was the underdog against Diego Corrales.
He was.
It doesn't make sense.
And George Foreman sat there and said Floyd Mayweather was out his mind fighting Diego Corrales.
Yeah.
That's what George Foreman said.
Well, yeah, they thought. I mean, even when Floyd Mayweather, man, listen, man, when he fought against Endom, people don't know this, and this is when before social media, when all we had was the magazines. I remember Endom, they had him in KO magazine as the number one prospect, because every month they would show you some of the undefeated prospects or whatever. And I remember reading about this guy for a while. He was dangerous fighter, had a great jab, et cetera, et cetera. Floyd Mayweather, he took the fight, beat him easy. You had Sosa. You had Sosa, who was another dangerous contender at the time. I remember watching him knocking cats out left and right before he fought against Floyd. Floyd Mayweather goes in there, beats him easy. These are black fighters. I mean, even Sharmba Mitchell, not saying that he was pound for pound one of the best, but Floyd Mayweather moved up in weight, fought Sharmba Mitchell, and knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? But once again, it's Zab Judah and Shane Mosley. Zab Judah, he was just right before Zab Judah fought against Floyd Mayweather. Before he lost to what's his name? What's the Argentine fighter name? I forgot his name. Before he lost to the Argentine fighter, Baldomir. Before he lost to Carlos Baldomir, Zab Judah was the undisputed champion. He was the undisputed champion at the welterweight division. Floyd Mayweather fought him. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. And like you just said, Blue, a lot of black fighters were avoiding him. He was like the Errol Spence.
Right.
Floyd Mayweather was like the Errol Spence back when he was a lightweight. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really wanted to.
It was worse than Errol Spence, though, Dante, because at least these fighters they find ways to duck Errol Spence without saying they ducking him.
These dudes wasn't saying. Oscar De La Hoya came out flat out and said he ain't worth the risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shane Mosley said. Well, you know what? You know, he's not really high on. He's not worth the risk, and I got a toothache. And then why don't he go over there and fight Margarito? That's what he should do. And then he said. So you're telling Floyd Mayweather who you're playing matchmaker? Remember, that's what he told Shane Mosley. So you're gonna play matchmaker? He said, well, they could go fight each other, and then maybe later on, we could see what happens. This is Joe Casamayor flat out said, I ain't fighting him. The Prince said, I ain't fighting him.
Yeah.
At least Errol Spence, they trying to find ways. Keith Thurman said, well, it's going to happen down the line. We can't rush it. They find ways to go. These dudes is flat out saying, I ain't fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
it ain't happening.
They said they ain't fighting him. I mean, I remember Naseem Hamed.
Yeah.
Naseem Hamed, man, he was praising while Naseem Hamed was ducking Floyd, he was praising the shit out of Floyd. Whenever they asked Naseem Hamed when he was undefeated about Floyd, are you going to fight him? All he would do is just praise him. He's like, look, man, the guy is great, man. The guy's a good fighter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like you said, man, Acelino Freitas, nobody wanted to fight against Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, yeah, Freitas. Oh, man.
Yeah,
I forgot about Freitas.
Yeah.
Freitas was top dog.
Yep.
Yeah, Freitas was a knockout artist.
And remember this. Here's another thing. This is another thing people don't realize. Oh, he fought Miguel Cotto late. Okay, let me tell people this, right? I want you guys to know this, that they put Floyd Mayweather in the ring with another fighter to measure, to see how Miguel Cotto would do with Floyd Mayweather. And Miguel Cotto sat ringside when he fought, what's the guy's name? Oh, man, now his name just slipped my mind.
When who fought?
Miguel Cotto sat, what was his name? The Puerto Rican fighter. They was comparing him to Miguel Cotto back then.
Trinidad.
Man.
Wait.
No, it wasn't Trinidad. It was
I'm getting distracted. I was looking at the comment section. Who was you talking about? What fighter was fighting? What fighter was fighting?
It was the Puerto Rican fighter. He kind of he favored Miguel Cotto.
And he was fighting against who?
Put him in the ring. Oh man, who the hell was it? What the hell is his name?
Henry Bruce Ellis.
Bruce Ellis.
Okay.
Bruce Ellis.
Yeah, shout out
Bruce
to
Ellis. They put Floyd. Yeah, remember they put Bruce Ellis in the ring. That was a measuring stick to see how Cotto would do with Floyd. Cotto sat ringside, and he didn't want no problems after that fight. He didn't want no problems, right? And then Cotto also sat ringside when he fought a dude over in Jersey that passed away. God rest his soul. Damn, what the hell is his name? Arturo Gatti. When he fought Arturo Gatti and he fought Henry Bruce Ellis. Miguel Cotto was ringside, and then after that, they say, you know what? Miguel Cotto is going to need a few more fights before he fight Floyd Mayweather. That's not Floyd Mayweather's fault.
No. But once.
Thanks for schooling these guys.
History, man. Yeah. And this Victor dude, Victor Juarez, he didn't call in. Victor Juarez, he didn't call in. And see, this is what I'm talking about, man. They know it's all about loyalty. They have a gangbanging mentality. They don't care if what they say is true. They just sticking to the loyalty of, everyone is sharing the same talking points. They know that if they call into this show, they know they will be confronted with logic. And they know that all those talking points that make them feel better will be completely thrown in the trash. And now they can no longer use that. You know what I'm saying? And they got to go back to their homies, and their homies are going to be like, damn, I told you not to go on the show. I told you not to do it because he's going to expose us if you do that, dumbass. You know what I'm saying? And that's that's why they don't call in. I've been imploring some of these guys, and it's frustrating for me because they should be wanting to call in. I should be the one avoiding them if I was the one that was contradicting myself, but it's the other way around. Whenever I do a video, once again, talking about Canelo, Golovkin, or about Mayweather, they fill up the comment section. Sometimes the comment section look like Nazi's paradise. You know what I mean? But they won't call in, though. You know what I'm saying? They won't call in, though. They will not. And I be sending them messages. I'm like, okay, why don't you call in? I would love to have you as a guest on my show. And then every once in a while, You have another decaf, he'd be like, no, don't call in because all they're going to do is trap you and this and that. And wait. If you speaking the truth and I'm lying, there should be no way we can trap you. You know, once again, man, if you know that 1 + 1 is 2 and we over here arguing that it's 5, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to be afraid to call in and correct us because you think you're going to get trapped? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, you're not, because you know for a fact that is the correct answer. You know that cannot be disputed. You know what I'm saying? So they know it doesn't make sense, Blue. And because, Blue, you got a channel like me, you already know how it is. Blue, why are they? Blue, they got hundreds of channels to watch. Why are they watching your channel? Why are they watching my channel if they believe we bias or it makes no logical sense, et cetera, et cetera? You got 100 channels to watch. Why did you come to this channel right here, Blue? You feel me?
Right. You know, it's funny. I titled a video. I did a video when Big Baby Miller and Sugar Ray Leonard was getting at Anthony Joshua, right? So I titled the video. I said that Anthony Joshua is taking a lot of heat, taking a lot of criticism, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the title of the video. Dude comes in my comment section and says, man, Anthony Joshua can't do nothing right in your eyes. I said, what are you talking about? I didn't even start talking yet. So what are you talking about? Oh, I'm just saying he can't do nothing right in your eyes. Do you ever give him any props? I said, what didn't I? I said, okay, now answer me this question. What didn't I give him props for right now that you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He said, the title of the video. I said, the title says that Anthony Joshua is taking a lot of criticism from boxers, from other boxers. How am I? That's a fact.
Yeah.
You get Sugar Ray Leonard, Lennox Lewis. These dudes are coming out and criticizing Anthony Joshua. Tell me, what did I say to criticize him? He goes, well, you said that Usyk, you said that Usyk could beat Joshua but can't beat Wilder. I said, I never said that. I said, so clearly you didn't listen. I said, somebody asked me in my video, who would I give Usyk the best chance to beat out of Joshua and Wilder? And I said I would give him a slight chance of beating Joshua due to the fact that I think that he would have the speed advantage. But that's it. But I think the outcome will still be the same. I still think he gets knocked out by both. I said, so when did I say that he would lose? He could beat Joshua but can't beat Wilder.
Yeah.
He says, well, I remember about 10 videos ago. I said, I don't remember 10 videos ago, brother.
Yeah. But see, that's another thing, though, Blue, and this is something else they like to do. They will try to change what we said to fit their own agenda. So they really arguing what they self. And this is what they do. I mean,
Jedi mind tricks.
What's up? What's going on?
Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like when with police shooting, for example, when it comes to cops shooting unarmed kids, all of a sudden, the people that oppose this type of stuff and they support black kids getting shot by police, they'll come out and start their own argument just to argue with themselves by saying something like, oh, well, more white people get shot than black people. But you talking about more armed white people get shot. That was never what we were talking about. We talking about unarmed people getting shot. But they try to throw that in.
Or they'll start talking about Chicago and
exactly.
Police shootings. I mean, black on black crime in Chicago.
Deflection.
But I'm not from Chicago.
Yeah.
Right.
What does that have to do with somebody getting shot in California, in Las Vegas, or whatever the case is? Once again, try to deflect, change the subject. This is exactly what decafs do. This is exactly, and it's not that much of a surprise. You guys know that a lot of the people who say this stuff about fighters on a coincidental list, the same people who say Charlo's a bum and Golovkin shouldn't fight him and Floyd is boring, these are the same people that will agree that that George Zimmerman should have shot Trayvon Martin. Because I've done videos. I've done videos about, every once in a while I do videos on those stories, and the same decafs that talk about fighters on the coincidental list will be the same decafs that will come out and they will support George Zimmerman. They will support the cop that shot the 12-year-old kid. So we know what time it is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, it's too easy to debunk this stuff.
It's ridiculous, man.
Hey, look.
I mean, I'm just listening to this dude talking about, Floyd Mayweather. Come on, nobody knew who Canelo Alvarez is. Excuse me?
Yeah. And
I mean, you talk about the same Canelo Alvarez that beat Shane Mosley before he fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Right. So nobody knew him.
Yeah.
Because he's by his method, the people knew him because he lost to Floyd. That's how people knew him.
But
you forgot that he beat Austin Trout.
Yeah. But
and
I thought
so nobody knew that version of.
And see, and this is another thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Blue. This is why, I forced them to stick to one topic at a time, one point at a time, because you see they try to jump all over the place, and I'm like, no, hold on, let's talk about the Canelo. Let's talk. Then we'll talk about who he fought and all that kind of stuff. I'm glad you just brought that up. He tried to say that Canelo, nobody knew who Canelo was. Floyd,
nobody knew who he was.
This is
really?
Funny. This is
all I could do was laugh when I heard that.
Yeah, because
he was well known. As a matter of fact, he was so well known that belt, he was expected to win.
Mm-hmm.
In the eyes of the WBC, Canelo was expected to win. They were not. It was a little bit of a curveball when they saw what was taking place when he fought Mayweather. That someone probably had to be saying, "Oh my God, this is not going the way that we wanted it to go."
And that's why the judge had the score the way it was.
Bingo. Thank you.
Well, let me say this too. A lot of people don't know this, but remember, before Canelo before he fought Austin Trout, Canelo wanted to fight Floyd. It was Floyd Mayweather that told Canelo and Team Canelo, you need to beat someone. You need to beat a big name, so it would make our fight even bigger. So that's actually what Floyd wanted. Floyd wanted Canelo's name to be even bigger before they faced against each other, before they fought each other. And that made all the sense in the world. So once Canelo went up against an undefeated Austin Trout, that's exactly what it did. It made the Mayweather fight more legit. It made it more to where you couldn't say, you couldn't use the excuse that Canelo wasn't ready, because Canelo just beat Austin Trout, an undefeated champion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, the stuff that he said, it made no sense at all.
That was seen as a 50-50 fight as well.
Of course.
Right. Trout-Canelo fight.
But, hey, Blue, but something else, since you just said that, something else I just thought about, I wanted to touch on, but once again, he was throwing so much stuff, we couldn't tackle every single point. He kept saying, oh, yeah, but we knew Floyd was going to win that fight. We knew Floyd was going to win that fight. You can't take credit away from Floyd because he's the favorite. You can't. Because we knew that Floyd Mayweather might beat Manny Pacquiao. We knew that Floyd Mayweather might beat this guy and that guy. You can't take credit away from him. I mean, do you really think Floyd Mayweather can find 50 opponents that we all thought was going to beat Floyd Mayweather? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. And that's no fighter.
But it's also an admission. I understand the psychology of a decaf. It's also an admission that he didn't want to. He wanted to see Floyd Mayweather lose so bad that if he knew that Floyd Mayweather was going to win the fight, he didn't want to watch it. He wanted to see Floyd in a situation where he was hands down the underdog, like Floyd against Golovkin at 160. If Floyd was the favorite, he didn't want to see the fight. You know what I mean? So if that's the case,
it's just like this Tenshi situation, right?
Uh-huh.
When he signed up to fight the dude Tenshi, and everybody was complaining and hating. Oh, Floyd Mayweather fighting a guy that's only 5'2". He's only 126 pounds. I can't believe he's going to do this. He's taking advantage of the kid. He's only 20 years old. And once they found out that Floyd Mayweather was getting ready to get bamboozled and pulled out because they were going to change the rules, now Floyd Mayweather turned into a chicken. He's scared. Why would he compete in a sport that he doesn't compete in? Would you ask LeBron James to compete in the NFL because he bullies his way around the NBA? And so you want him to see him in the NFL where he could take big hits? For what?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
Yeah,
That's not the sport he excels in. So why do people want to see a 40-plus-year-old man that we know has no real history in MMA? You want to see him compete in MMA or kickboxing, so you could, for the sake of you saying, "Oh, this dude is kicking him," "Oh, Floyd took a beating." Really?
It don't make no sense. There's another guy. Real quick, there's another guy in the comment section. It sounds like I ain't gonna say nothing because I don't want to scare him. Hey, Willa the King. I want you to call in. Basically, he said that's bullshit. You're lying, Dante. Right? That's what he said. So, hey, Will of the King, call in and tell me what I said that was a lie. Tell me what any of us said that was a lie. Hey, I'm gonna wait for you because Victor, he punked out. He didn't want to call in. So, Will of the King, put your area code in the comment section and call in, and I'll go ahead and take your call right now. Everybody tell Will of the King
Victor.
to call in. He said I did call.
They said he called in.
Wait, what is this?
Said,
I
wish I could.
Is this the guy? Is this the decaf we were talking? Is this the decaf we were talking to earlier that we talking about right now? Oh, he said you talking about me. Oh, he said you talking about me. That's the guy. That's the guy right there. That's the guy who we talking about right now. That's the guy who we talking about right now.
Back in, Dante.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say let him back in and let him try to clean it up.
No, we going in. We going into circles though. We going into circles. He already said he agreed with me that nobody has a resume better than Floyd Mayweather. He agreed with me that Canelo would have still lost even if Canelo was in Floyd Mayweather's shoes and he was 37, had all the experience and, was moving up in weight like Floyd. He agreed with everything we said. So this guy is arguing just to argue. It would be different. It would be different if he was trying to make up points and he wasn't admitting to anything, but he already admitted to everything we said. So there's nothing else to say. And I gave him the longest time, on the horn. So, but he can call back next week though. He can call back next week, but I'm gonna get to another call. Let me go back here. Let me see something real quick, and let me shout out the cats showing love in the super chat. I appreciate y'all, man. My man JMJ, he said, "What's good, Dante?" My man Sports Guy 17 sent me 2 donations. He said, "Tactics and bullying, never sticking to the point." What did he say? Because they can't call. He said because they can't call. What did he say? Because they can't do what Floyd has done, hating. That's what he said, man. Shouts out to you cats showing me love in the donation super chat section. Let's take another call. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna go back to that call. Not right now when we got all these dudes on hold right now. But he can call back in next week.
Right on.
Yeah, he could call back in next week. He already admitted that everything he said was wrong. You know what I mean? Because if you admit that Floyd Mayweather, no one has a better resume than Floyd Mayweather, if you're admitting that Canelo Alvarez would have still lost no matter what situation he was in, and then he also admitted that Floyd Mayweather is just a better fighter. He said Floyd is just a better fighter. He said that, period. So if you're agreeing to all of this, how are you comparing Canelo to Floyd Mayweather? You cannot compare the two. Floyd Mayweather, once again, you got Charlo as is mandatory. When Floyd Mayweather, let me say this real quick before I take another call. The fighter that everyone said Floyd Mayweather was afraid of, Floyd Mayweather was ducking, was Manny Pacquiao. This is why you can't compare Canelo to Floyd Mayweather. When people first start talking about Floyd versus Pacquiao in 2008, Floyd was negotiating with Manny Pacquiao. Floyd agreed to all of Manny Pacquiao's demands and stipulations in the contract. Manny Pacquiao has stipulations. Manny Pacquiao said, you can't gain a certain amount of weight, or you can't come in overweight. I want $1 million for every pound you come in over, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Floyd agreed to all of Manny Pacquiao's demands. It was Manny Pacquiao that did not agree to Floyd Mayweather's demands, and all his demand was taking a random style drug test. Manny Pacquiao didn't want to do it. So to compare what Canelo is doing to what Floyd is doing, in order for you to make that comparison, Canelo would have had to negotiate with Charlo. And it would have had to been Charlo to say, oh, I ain't taking no drug test, Canelo. I ain't taking no drug test. And then Canelo would have to say, okay, well, if there's no drug test, I'm not fighting you. Did Canelo negotiate with Charlo? No, he didn't negotiate with him. So you cannot compare what Floyd Mayweather did to what Canelo Alvarez is doing. You cannot compare it because he did not negotiate with him. And once again, Floyd Mayweather wasn't calling out the Ricky. He wasn't calling out the Costa Zoos. He wasn't going after the Costa Zoos, the Joel Casamayors, the Shane Mosleys, the Nassim Hameds. Canelo is not going after these guys. When is the last time Canelo Alvarez has aggressively went after, told the public, I want this guy. I want that Charlo guy. Oh, they say he's dangerous. Oh, who's the best at 168? That's who I want. I want this guy. Like you, I think you said it, Blue, or somebody said it. Floyd Mayweather was calling out De La Hoya when Floyd was 20 pounds smaller than him. When Floyd was at 130, 135, he was calling out De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there is nothing that Canelo is doing that Floyd Mayweather had did. Nothing that he did.
And they acted like, when Floyd did that, they acted like he was being, he was feeling himself. Oh, you really think that you could go up 2 weight classes and take on Oscar De La Hoya?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
They thought he was.
Like
they thought he was trolling. They thought he was just bluffing when he was calling him out. Yeah, I remember Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant.
The same thing with Gennaro Hernandez.
Yep.
Oh, how dare they put him in the ring with a champion this caliber this early in his career?
Absolutely. They did this. They thought it was the arrogance of Team Mayweather that was going to get him knocked out, or there was going to be his demise going in the ring. They thought it was way too early for Mayweather to get in the ring with an experienced, seasoned Gennaro Hernandez. And then they even said the same thing when he fought against Angel Manfredi. Now, that's where I will agree with you, Blue, where you say some people, they don't know the whole story. They don't know everybody. They don't know everybody that Floyd Mayweather fought, and they don't know how dangerous these opponents were. Angel Manfredi was a serious threat to Floyd Mayweather when he fought him. But people don't know this. Angel Manfredi had just knocked out the undefeated Arturo Gatti at the time, and Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant, they said, I cannot believe the arrogance of Floyd Mayweather to turn right around and fight Angel Manfredi, right away as soon as he wins the title. That's what they said. And Floyd Mayweather knocked him out in the first or the second round, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's too easy.
And then they act like, oh, well, he wasn't that great of a fighter. And this happened to all Floyd Mayweather's opponents.
Yeah.
After he beats them, because of the way he beats them, these fighters are not as good as they advertise. It's really ridiculous, man, and it does a disservice to the sport of boxing. That's what people don't realize. Absolutely.
Y'all hearing from Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, here, let's take a couple more calls and then get up out of here. I'm gonna try to keep the time limited for the callers, so we could get through all these calls. But okay, we got 904. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Florida.
904.
Yeah, what's up, man? This is Jay. Yeah.
What's going on?
Y'all know me. But yeah, like
decaf.
Super decaf. See, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong, Dante. You never dug a hole for me.
I didn't say that. But now I do remember you are one of the super decaf. So that was Reggie that said that though. But,
I'm not. You called me a super decal when I picked Lomachenko to win. I called back. You hung up on me. So that's kind of how it is with Dante's Boxing Nation. A little biased, but you try to keep it fair for the callers coming in. But so I'm saying like.
But hold on. But then you called back after that, and we had a long conversation, right? You called back after that, we had a long conversation, right?
Well, when I called back, I was talking about Joshua, and then I was like he won, but I was like I just wanted to talk about Joshua because you said that apparently you had to get like some of the phone calls and you had to keep it short. So I was like, okay, let me just talk about Joshua.
Well, hold on, and first of all, with the Lomachenko situation, I didn't hang up on you because you picked Lomachenko. I was the one that told you, just like we talked about in the last conversation. I told you I would not be surprised if Lomachenko wins the fight because it's that type of fight. Don't try to make it seem like I was on some Skip Bayless type of stuff like, Lomachenko is trash.
You want to know the funny thing, Dante?
Go ahead.
You want to know the funny thing?
Go ahead.
3 fighters on a coincidental list, even if you want to say there's an asterisk, I will give you that. It's an asterisk. But 3 fighters on a coincidental list have been beaten by Lomachenko.
Okay. And
on your coincidental list, So I mean, like,
what is your point though? I don't understand what your point is though.
You was bringing up the coincidentalist earlier. You was like
but what is the point of saying that though? What is that displaying? What are you trying to?
Because you bring it up. You wanted to bring it up earlier, and I would just bring it up. I'm not trying to just don't come up in like little big cool points. I'm just
I wanted to bring up what? What did I want to bring up earlier? You said I wanted to bring it up earlier. What did I want to bring up earlier?
You brought it up earlier. You were saying that that coincidentally it keeps coming. I don't want to quote exactly what you said, but you said
because you can't quote it because you're not quoting. But you can't make it. But you can't make it up.
Exactly. I can't. No, I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. You said something along the lines of the coincidentally it's coming back to the forefront, and then you said we have another. There's always another black murderer's row out there. You said something along the lines of that. I just can't quote exactly what you said.
Okay, that's what I was
trying to say.
But wait, what's your name real quick so I can address you by your name? What's your name again? Jay, but what is the black murderer's role? What is the black murderer's role when it comes to like a Jamal Charlo or when it comes to a Danny Jacobs, Demetrius Andrade?
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
I know.
Point,
So what does that have to do with Lomachenko beating fighters on a coincidental list? Is what I'm trying to understand.
Because when you brought it up, you said that these are coincidental fighters. Like these are coincidental. A lot of these fighters are not taking the fights. But even though that's, I agree that.
But Jay, the coincidentalist. But Jay, the coincidentalist and the black murderer's role is not the same thing, though. So why did you compare them?
But still, I kind of put it around the same line because you're talking about the late, like the first black murderer's role, like with Charlie Burley and all of them. There were a bunch of fighters that a lot of the white people just didn't want to fight because they were favored to win. Like if you gave them a chance, they could have beat just about anybody.
But it wasn't just white fighters. But it wasn't just white fighters. It was even black fighters like Henry Armstrong and Sugar Ray Robinson. But once again, you can't make up your own definition of what my terms mean. Black murderer's role or a coincidentalist. You can't make up your own terms and then just ask me.
I'm not making it up. Look, I'm not making it up. It's just that when you said there's on a coincidentalist, we have to admit that those fighters were beat by a white fighter. I mean, I'm not trying to, just do that whole. I don't
understand. What do you mean admit? Who's not admitting that they were beat by white fighters though? You saying a lot of stuff, but nobody is arguing with anything that you're saying though. You said we have to admit they were beat by white fighters.
Look, I'm saying, I'm not trying to talk myself in no circles or not. I just said that we have to admit that it's true. I mean, everybody.
Who's not admitting it? Jay, who's not admitting it though?
What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is, everybody can say, oh, as long as I didn't say it, you can't just say that I said it out your mouth because I didn't say it. Of course you didn't say it, but I was just trying to bring it up to say, hey, these fighters did get beat. From a coincidence, although you brought it up. You brought it up to say that a lot of these fighters are getting ducked by the people on the coincidental list, and they have been getting beat by a person that supposedly be ducking them, like Lomachenko, who's supposedly ducking these people on the coincidental list.
Go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jay, man, you're a black guy, but you seem to praise white fighters more than black fighters. Like you make it more.
No, see, the thing is, you can't.
It's almost like you're a black fan with Stockholm syndrome. You praise and you throw things out when a white fighter. Nobody discounts white fighters for doing great things. When they prove themselves, they get credit on here. But you have Stockholm syndrome as a fight fan.
Yeah, that's the problem, and that's a problem. You can't just put us all in these categories like we're a coon or something that we support these white fighters and stuff like that. That's not how it works, man. If you're a boxing fan, you're a boxing fan. You like these fighters fight. I want to see Canelo fight Jamal Charlo. I want to see Anthony Joshua fight Wilder. I want to see people like Triple G fight Charlo, even though I think they would win. So, but I still want to see the fight. I still want to see these fights. I'm not going to sit here and be like Rocky Fielding is a better opposition and stuff like that. Triple G, he should fight Calllum Smith. I do agree with that if he wants more money. I'm not going to say that I wanted to see that fight over Charlo. I don't want to see it over Charlo. It's just that he is what? Go ahead.
But Jay, the thing is, when you call in, you calling in almost as like it's a celebration. Like, I want to rub this in your face.
No, I'm not doing
Let me quote what you said. Let me quote what you said. Let me quote what you said, Jay. Let me quote what you said. You said you talk about the coincidentalists, which are black fighters, and then you say these white guys, they beat them. We were never even talking about. There was no conversation of white guys not beating black fighters or whatever the case may be. You came in with that. And I want to say this real quick, Jay, and I'm going to let you talk, but I want to say this to everyone. One good thing about you, Jay, is you a black fan, you prove that black people are the least racist people in the world, because no other race will ever have fighters like Floyd Mayweather, or if they're considered pound for pound the best fighters in the world, and have like a Mexican guy call into another Mexican reporter or whatever, call into his show, and they start arguing where the one Mexican dude is trying to take credit away from the black fighter, where they're having this argument. They're going to be on the same page. This only happens in the black race.
I disagree with.
This only happens in the. Well, I'm saying, but I'm saying this only. But you're giving. But that's okay. You're giving white fighters the credit that they deserve. So when we have these racists that are putting us all in the same category and said, "Oh, you blacks should stick together. You blacks in this. You blacks are racist." Well, you guys are listening to Jay right now, and Jay is actually giving white fighters more credit than he's giving black fighters. Every time my man Jay has called in, he has defended white fighters, which is okay with doing that. It's okay with doing that. But like I said, once again,
I mean, it has to be somebody that admit that they're black, but you have to admit to yourself that some of these fighters are good. Like it was some people.
Who hasn't admitted that they're good?
But
Jay, who hasn't admitted?
That's what I'm trying to mention out.
Okay, who hasn't admitted they're good?
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you did it. I would just call it in because I wanted to.
But Jay, this is my show. You can't. But Jay, you can't speak. You can't call on this show and argue with other people that have nothing to do with us. You gotta go off of what we're saying. You gotta go off of what we're saying, because I don't.
And why is that? Because I can't mention that other channel.
No. That's not Jay. Jay, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is, what if I didn't listen to what someone else said? You calling into my show, and what if I didn't listen to what someone else said? And you telling me, oh, y'all be saying this, and you say, oh, I'm not talking about you, Dante. I'm talking about other channels.
Listen, Dante.
Go ahead.
Dante. Look, what I'm trying to say. I'm not calling you out for saying some of these things. I'm not, because when I mentioned like the Black Murders Run thing, yeah, I did say that was you. But I'm saying, like, there are some things that I wanted to put my 2 cents on, because the Tony Bellew and Usyk fight just happened, and I wanted to give my 2 cents, because I was hearing there's a lot of channels that were just discrediting these cruiserweights, and I wanted to give him my 2 cents, defend them and say, hey, these cruiserweights are not as bad as what people are making them out to be. So if we're talking about these fighters and what you were doing, okay, that's fine. We can still talk about that. I just wanted to give my 2 cents. So like, and as far as that, I just wanted to say, I respect your channel and that's everything, but I was just saying, like, if we're talking about these black and white fighters, we have to have at least a black fighter to admit some of these things that's just biased, racially biased or something like that. Somebody on the side of the fence. Because that's a lot of what's happening in boxing today. That's what people are just.
Who? Name the fighter. Name the fighters. Jay, just real quick, because I want to
name what fighters.
Because the reason why I got to cut you off is because I want to respond to, when you're going from point to point, I want to respond to some stuff you say before you go to another point. I want you to name the white fighters that you feel are not getting the credit that they deserve. I know you mentioned Lomachenko. And Lomachenko, you already admitted that it's not me doing it, because I didn't have Lomachenko in my top 3 pound for pound, since he beat Guillermo Rigo. But name other non-black fighters that you feel are not getting the same credit that you believe a black fighter is getting.
Or like Miguel Burchett, a good fighter, who's already beat the likes of Francisco Vargas.
But you can't talk.
You didn't. You beat.
You're talking about someone just emerging. I'm talking about somebody with a name like Lomachenko, someone who's been around for a while.
He's not just emerging. He has a really good resume.
No,
bro. He has a really good resume.
No, but I'm talking about somebody
he does.
But I don't. But
Dante, you.
But the thing is, I'm talking about people that are well known, though, not just someone who's starting to come out as a star right now. You're right. He has a good resume.
He is the fighter he is the only fighter besides Tevin that called out Tank. So he is pretty relevant. It's just that he wasn't really getting a lot of credit.
I didn't say he wasn't.
People just didn't.
I didn't say he wasn't relevant.
Dante,
but
can I make one more?
Go ahead, Reggie.
Yeah, let me make one more statement. I mean, Jay, please go back and listen to every show you have called in on. The pattern with you is your praise for anyone non-black, and then your quick calls for them being discriminated against, things being racial. Everything within sports has been a target to a black fighter. Okay. You really need to sit back, look at yourself, question whether you love yourself or your pride, because you're so quick to defend non-black fighters, and it's ridiculous. Call in anytime any of these European fighters win a fight to throw it in people's face. When dudes on this, even on this channel, is nothing racial, but nobody's going to give. Nobody here is going to praise guys when they're being hyped by some mainstream media commentary. But you're quick to do that, man. You have the Stockholm syndrome of a boxer.
No, man. See, you're doing that thing. You're doing that thing again. Where you're trying to group me in this category. I don't give these black fighters the credit. I do. I like. I like Terrence Crawford. I like Errol Spence. I like all of them. I'm not one of those guys.
But you've never called in. But you've never called in though to just voluntarily say something positive about a black fighter, and you're black yourself.
Yes, I have because I was having a conversation where a guy called in. He was critiquing Floyd's resume, and I called in. And I said that was crazy. That's absolutely ludicrous. I was saying like Floyd he's the greatest of his era, and then he just beat so many names that you just can't even compare any other fighters today. I have done that on numerous occasions. It was a guy who called like twice. He was critiquing Floyd's resume. I have done that. So I'm just saying I was just trying to give like some. So I had to put some shine on the names, but I know what you guys gonna do. You guys gonna, as soon as I hang up, but you already know Dante's boxing. These super decals, they're on a whole nother level. We've been through this process.
Well, you know what? Man. Well, this is what I'm gonna do. Before I hang up, I'm gonna tell you that you a super decal, and everybody in the comment section they calling you a coon, and it's pretty much unanimous. But once again, but the best, but real talk. But I respect
you if you wouldn't say that.
Oh, well, I want you to know. I'm gonna say it to you. It's the truth.
I want to know what's your angle, like.
What I originally called in there, I just wanted to put like put some shine on the fight. I wanted to say
shine on who? Shine on who? You said shine.
I want to put some shine on like Tony Bellew and Usyk because I was hearing there was a lot of talks.
And Lomachenko.
You
start talking. The first thing you brought up was Lomachenko, though.
No. I did because I was.
So you wanted to put shine on Lomachenko.
Okay.
You wanted to put shine on Lomachenko too, though, right? Because you said white fighters. You said white fighters.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I originally intended to do. It's just I was listening to the chat for like an hour. So I mean, look, I'm just saying. Let me speak my piece. So
go ahead, Jay.
I'm saying that I was trying to put. My angle was, if like responding to you, Blue Bud. I was saying that. Well, I was trying to put some shine on Tony Bellew and Usyk because when he won, they were saying, "Oh, he should move up to heavyweight." And I'm confident he probably gets sparked by some of these top heavyweights if he really doesn't improve his game. So I was saying that he should definitely. He should definitely just take some warm-up fights if he fights some of these guys. But I was hearing a whole bunch of talk saying that these cruiserweights and crap. He's an undisputed champion in the division where there isn't no names, and these guys ain't really no threats, and that's not true. I just wanted to do that. That was my original intention. But when I heard you say something along the comments of that's what I was responding. That's my angle, Blue.
Hey, but okay, Jay. All right, Jay.
So
but I don't understand.
You think that
I don't understand why you brought up Lomachenko saying that he's white and he beat 3 black guys. I don't know why you started the conversation.
I don't know how often I can explain it. It's not like I'm going in circles. I said that my original intention was to put some time in the cruiserweight, and then I heard what you said, and I heard you said when I was on the phone line. I said that a lot of these guys opposed on the coincidental list. That's what I pointed. I just didn't spend so much on that. That's when you had responded and you said, like, you responded.
But Jay, I never said anything about Lomachenko and Jamal Charlo. Once again, the coincidental list.
You didn't. I brought it up.
Thank you. So that was on your mind. That's not something I said.
Because we're talking.
Jay, that's something you brought up.
It's not completely left field because we're talking about the coincidental list. It's not left field. It's not like no out of the blue. But go ahead, Blue Blood. What did you want to say?
Hey, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go, Jay. Once again, man, you call back in, bro. I'm gonna get to some more calls and then I'm gonna get up out of here. All right, Jay.
They got 910. 910 is in the trying to call in. They keep posting up.
Okay. Rosa Morales. That's the name on the caller ID. Rosa Morales for 910. What it was. Once again, before I take this call, I I'm not being sarcastic when I say this. I really mean this when I tell you guys. That guy right there, he proves that black people are the least racist people in the world. Because once again, you will never, if like I said, if you had a Mexican YouTuber, you know what I mean, you would never, it would be very rare that you would get a Mexican calling in that Mexican guy. And let's say if Canelo Alvarez was in Floyd Mayweather's, he was on his level, right? You would never have a Mexican guy calling him up trying to argue that he's not the best and saying, hey, well, you be talking about these black fighters are so good and all of this kind of stuff, but what about the black guy that beat this guy and this and that and this and that and this and that? It would never happen. Even if it were true, they would stay loyal to each other, just like Mexican fans are being loyal to defending Canelo Alvarez, not fighting against Jamal Charlo. You know what I'm saying? You don't even hear Mexican fans come out and say this is some bullshit. I ain't supporting Canelo no more. If he don't fight Charlo, he needs to fight this guy. You don't see that kind of stuff. But you always hear black people that will take credit away from black fighters and try to give it to someone else. So y'all can miss me with y'all trying to say, oh, you blacks, y'all stick together and et cetera, et cetera. Orlando Chavez, I want you to call in, man. Orlando Chavez, he said, stop dividing us, right? But we know damn well when Orlando Chavez, when he see fans in the comment section calling black people N-words and all kind of racial slurs, we know for a fact, and I don't even know Orlando Chavez, and I know he has never said that to one of those fans. Hey, man, stop dividing us, right? We know what time it is with these fans, man. But Orlando Chavez, man, call in, man. I want you to call in. Put your area code in the comment section. I'm gonna wait to see if you reply to me right now. Let's see how real you are. How you gonna sit over here and not have a problem with black people being called racial slurs, but when someone is addressing racism, then you say stop dividing us? That's because you one of them, man. 902, is that Orlando? Is that Chavez? Is 902 Chavez?
910.
910. DeAndre is so 910. Is that Chavez? No, that's somebody else. Hey, Chavez. I'm gonna take another call real quick, but I want Chavez. I want Chavez to call in. But I am gonna take another call. I at least want him to respond to me. I'm waiting for him to respond. He was posting comments, but now since I'm talking to him, he done got ghosts. I'm gonna give him a couple seconds to see if
that's about the size of it.
That's about the size of it. He like, hell no, I ain't about to call in so you could expose me as the racist that I am. No, I'm not about to call in.
It's funny because I had one person in my comment section one day, right? And they can't make this stuff up. I had this person in my comment section, and I addressed them, and they said, "Hey, Blue, I was just making a statement. I didn't want you to shine the light on me."
Yeah, exactly. Man.
I said, well, you know what it is? This is what I realized, Dante. They make these comments in the comment section. They don't really think that you're looking.
Exactly.
And so when you respond and you shine the light on them, they get spooked.
Hey, you bring up an excellent point. And I'm going to take another call in a minute, guys. Thanks for holding. But I got to respond to what you just said. That's an excellent point. They post this stuff. This is what I mean when I say, it's therapeutic for them. It makes them feel better. They post that comment. They don't expect you to read it. They just want other people that feel the same way they feel. They want them to basically, congregate with them and be like, oh, man, it feels good to hear somebody say that. Once again, it's a gangbangers mentality. It doesn't matter if you right or wrong. Like I said, if I tell y'all, hey, y'all, we representing this gang right now. Let's go do this drive-by and go shoot up this funeral. If y'all loyal to the gang, it don't matter if y'all think it's right or wrong. Y'all gonna ride with me. So once again, the fans in the comment section, it's the same thing happened to me all the time. They'll say something like that. I'll respond to them, say, hey, man, I would love to have somebody like you on my radio show. Are you interested? The first thing they usually say, oh, Dante, I'm a big fan of your channel, man. I'm subscribed to you and all kind of stuff, et cetera, et cetera. I said, no, that's cool, but do you want to be on the show? Oh, no, I don't have time, man. I don't have time. Well, when do you have time? Let me know when you have time. When you have time, let me know. And then they just stop responding. Then they just stop responding. Because once again, what the truth is. They just want to hear it. Once again, if your son lose, his basketball game, or if your son lose his boxing match, you know what I'm saying? And your friends come over and they try to make you feel better and they tell you stuff like, oh, don't worry, man. They're poor. Their mom is on crack, right? The dude that beat you, their life is horrible and all that kind of stuff. They're going to try to tell you stuff to make you feel better. And it might actually work. Right. It's like a Band-Aid. It might actually work for a couple of minutes. But then reality sets in and you realize, no, I still lost to this guy. Yeah. So you just want to hear something. Right. Even if it's not true, you want to hear something that makes you feel better about the situation. That's like last week. Last week we did the show and one of the guys called in and I accidentally left him on the line and I forgot to hang up the line. So he stayed online. Some dude, his name was Julio Bermundo or something like that. And I left him on the line. And it's funny because when he called in, you could tell he was a decaf, but his demeanor changed because he was on the horn with us. So he was trying to talk like he has some kind of sense, but he was a decaf. So anyway, we left him on the line. And as we left him on the line, some other guy on his line started getting on the phone. And while we were doing the show, he was like, yeah, shut your bitch ass up, man. Shut your bitch ass up. And and stuff like that. He's saying all this kind of stuff, right? Yeah. But it's like, he's like, yeah, man, yeah, shut your bitch ass up, man. He's saying all this kind of stuff, right? But he didn't want to. But
yeah, you can't make this shit
but
up,
hey,
man.
But this dude, he had us on the horn. He could have got on the phone. He could have said whatever he disagreed with. He could have said, hey, let me tell you why what you said was wrong. I disagree with you. This was a lie. You're biased, and I'm going to tell you why. You had us on the horn, and all you said was, shut your bitch ass up. You bitch ass. Hey, you're doing all this kind of stuff. Imagine. Imagine.
Yo, that shit just made my night, bro. That just made my night.
Man, we can't make this up, dog. We can't make this up.
You can't make this shit up.
Hey, Blue,
You can't make this shit up, man.
Blue, imagine if imagine if Jim Lampley had his show and once again he gave out the number so we can call in. And we finally are up. Me and you, we on a three-way. And he's like, okay, next caller, you're in. And then we over here whispering and shit. Shut your bitch ass up, Jim. Shut your bitch ass up. And then we just hang up. Like, Blue, yeah, Blue, we got his ass, Blue. Oh, man, we got Jim Lampley, boy. We showed that. We showed his ass, boy. Oh, man, we had an opportunity. We've been waiting forever, and we blow it on some shut your bitch ass up type stuff. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. This don't make no damn sense.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, man. Yeah, you can't make this shit up, man.
Hey, man. Let's try to take some more calls real quick before we get out of here, man.
Get 9-10. I think 9-10. Someone trying to start something.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'm gonna tell. Hey, 305. I'm about to get you on in a minute, but let me get 910 on real quick. Okay. We got 910. 910. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
What's up, Dante, Bison Nation? This is Jason Murillo. I'm calling in from North Carolina.
What?
So, yeah, I made a comment.
What's going on?
You said what? Oh, no, I made a comment in the section, and it was like calling in. But yeah, like it was about Floyd.
You
so
said
I like Floyd.
Hold on, you're the guy I told to call in. Is that what you said?
No, I'm not Chavez. No,
okay.
You told some guy Chavez.
Yeah, Chavez. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You said you like Floyd Mayweather, but go ahead. Oh man, did we lose everybody again? Hold on, y'all. Hey, hold on, guys. Don't hang up. Give me a quick second. Hold on for 1 second, guys. A quick, small little break, real quick. I gotta set this phone line back up. Hold on 1 second, everybody. I don't know why this shit is doing this, but messing up the groove. Yeah, give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta set the phone lines back up. Hold on.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Oh.
Please check the number and dial again.
Oh, man. Hey, hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I gotta set these phone lines back up. Once again, for everybody just tuning in, my phone lines drop right now, and I'm setting them back up right now. So just give me a quick second, y'all. Yeah, we got some good callers calling in right now, and we about to get back to that call. Let me see here. All right, guys. We back, y'all. I'm back on the line. When I lost you guys, right when I was asking my man from North Carolina or South Carolina, he said something. He said he liked Mayweather, but it's funny because we know how that usually starts off when people say I like Mayweather, but anyway, hey, you still here, bro? You still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead. Go back to what you were saying. You said I like Floyd Mayweather, but.
Oh, yeah, no, I just put in the comment section, I think he ducked Sergio Martinez and Paul Williams, so they told me to call in. But that's just how I feel.
Sergio Martinez? You said Sergio Martinez?
Yeah.
What? Okay, let me say this. Let me just say this real quick. When it comes...
I mean, he did knock out Paul Williams, though. He put him flat on his face.
He did. But once again, this is what people don't realize. What we're talking about is... how many Super Bowls have you won versus how many Super Bowls another team has won? It's not, the argument is not really have you ever ducked anyone, regardless if you think he ducked Paul Williams or not. The question is, did Floyd Mayweather beat better competition than any fighter that you know today? And that's really the question. I mean, do you think he's beat better fighters than anyone ever in this era right now? Do you think he has a better resume in terms of beating? And see, that's why it doesn't matter.
I'm about to say, just off the bat, like, he beat two of my favorite fighters of this era, Cotto and Madonna. But I'm just saying, I called in because they were telling me in the comment section to call in. I wasn't calling in.
Well, props to you. Props to you for calling in. Go ahead, Blue. Go ahead, Blue.
Let me ask you this question. What tells you that he ducked Sergio Martinez and Paul Williams? Where'd you get that from?
Well, I mean, they both. I just really like to see the fight. They were Martinez and Paul Williams fought at 147 and 154. So I mean, I think.
But you see, what you said was that this is what you stated.
I think they would have given problems. I mean,
hold on. Let me explain something to you. This is where the problem lies. You said that he ducked Paul Williams and he ducked Sergio Martinez. Sergio Martinez never fought at 147. That's number one. Right?
Okay.
Paul Williams fought at 47. So that's why I asked you, where did you get this from? Because you saying that he ducked Sergio Martinez and Paul Williams. So I'm asking you, where did you get that from?
Well, I was saying it's just my opinion. Like, I know.
Yeah, but you see, but you can't say that though, because see, this is the problem, right? Your opinion turns into giving it to somebody that hates on him, and this ball continues to roll downhill and pick up steam, and then next thing you know, people are saying he ducked Sergio Martinez and Paul Williams.
And let me say this.
That's true. But go ahead.
And let me say this real quick
Paul
too.
Williams lost.
Yeah, but let me ask this too. I'm assuming you brought that up because we were talking about Canelo. So you brought that up to basically say, hey, well, if Canelo's not fighting Charlo, whatever, well, Floyd Mayweather, he didn't fight Paul Williams. Is that the point you were making?
No, I wasn't thinking about Canelo at all. That just popped in my mind.
Why did you bring it up? Because something had to ignite for you to bring that up. It had to be a counter. It had to be a counter to something we were saying. What were you countering?
Right.
You were countering.
I would just feel like that. I mean, with this whole era, like it's a era of quote unquote boxers ducking, and I just feel like Floyd Mayweather is not above that. So
okay.
But here's the thing. But that's the thing with that though. You when you say that's your opinion, but you made it originally, it sounded like a fact. Because you said Floyd Mayweather ducked Sergio Martinez and Paul Williams, which is not true. So that's why I'm asking you, where did you get it from? And you have no source. So what you get it from is that people that like to spew hate from Floyd Mayweather, and they run around saying he ducked this fighter and that fighter. So it's actually what you heard, right? You didn't get that from any credible source. That's just something that you heard, and then you turn that what you heard into a fact, and now you're spewing that, so that starts to pick up steam for people that hate on him, and they keep saying. So now they say, "Oh, Floyd Mayweather ducked Sergio Martinez. Sergio, he ducked Paul Williams. He ducked. You know what? One of the biggest things, he ducked Antonio Margarito."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I don't think he ducked Margarito. I think he would have gave Margarito the business like that. But I mean,
this is an ongoing rumor in the sport, right? And you know where that comes from? People that just hate on Floyd Mayweather because they don't like him.
Yeah, and that's why when
and
that's why.
Dante.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off, Blue, but I want to say this too. You got to also understand that it sounds very suspect when you start off a conversation saying, I like Floyd Mayweather, but it sounds to me like you feel a little guilty with the hate that you have towards Floyd Mayweather when you say something like that, because you shouldn't have to explain to anyone you like Floyd Mayweather. If you like him, you know you like him. You shouldn't have to try to convince people you like him. That's like saying, I like black people. I have black friends, et cetera, et cetera. You don't have to say, I don't have to say I like Mexicans, I have Mexican friends. I don't have to say that if I already know it. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I mean, I like Canelo, but he a PED user, so it's like, it ain't on that level or nothing. I was just saying how I feel
this is what I compare it to. Floyd Mayweather, we've seen him fight the best of the best, right? You've seen that. You've seen that with your own two eyes, correct?
Right.
So now you've seen him fight the best of the best. So that's like, let's compare it to a movie, right? The movie Friday. I'm sure you saw it, right? Debo was the bully, right? So let's say Floyd Mayweather fought Debo 9 out of 10 times, but he never fought Smokey. So would you say Floyd Mayweather ducked Smokey? Do you think that he really cared about ducking Smokey when he took on Debo 9 out of 10 times?
I mean,
see how that sounds? That just sounds crazy.
It sounds crazy.
He fought the best of the best in his era.
I think when you talk about certain people's favorite fighters, they take it to offense. So I ain't trying to offend nobody, but that's just my opinion. It's like just like Canelo.
But you can't say it's your opinion because it's not true.
Yeah, and we not really speaking.
I like Canelo. But I think he a PD user. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold that against him.
But you can't.
You know, I like Canelo, but
you can't say that Floyd Mayweather ducked this person. It's your opinion.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't make sense.
Because
where does that come from?
Yeah, we have.
But it's your opinion that Canelo ducking Charlo, right?
That comes from a place of hate.
Wait, hold on. But there's a different. He asked a question, and I want to answer it. He said, "But it's your opinion that Canelo is ducking Charlo," and this is what I originally said, and you just proved it. That you were saying all of this to basically justify what Canelo is doing. You just used the excuse right now.
But you brought up Canelo. I didn't name Canelo.
No. You weren't you the one that just said to Blue right now? You just said, "Hey, but it's your opinion that Canelo is ducking Charlo, right?"
I'm saying because you brought up Canelo. You brought up Canelo in the conversation.
Let me answer this question. Let me answer what you just said right now. It's not an opinion when it comes to Canelo ducking Charlo. I'll tell you why. Because Charlo is Canelo's mandatory. He's ordered to fight against him. So to make the comparison, Floyd Mayweather, you can't make that comparison because Floyd Mayweather wasn't in that same situation. When it comes to Gennady Golovkin was ordered to fight Charlo. He turned it down. When it comes to Darren Yevchenko, Golovkin was ordered to fight Darren Yevchenko to keep his belt. He gave up his belt. So that is not opinion. That is a fact that he avoided Darren Yevchenko. It's a fact that Charlo is avoiding Canelo is avoiding Charlo. Now, I'm not saying that there's a guarantee that Canelo will never fight him because maybe he will fight him in the future. But as of now, he ducked Charlo to fight against Rocky Fielding. That's not opinion. That's a fact. Now, saying that, now when you say Floyd Mayweather ducked Sergio Martinez or he ducked Bernard Hopkins or something like that, that's just throwing stuff in the air. That's just throwing stuff on the wall and hoping that something sticks. That's pretty much what that is. Go ahead.
Let me respond to what you just said, Dante. You have to understand this. Canelo Alvarez, we could say he ducked Charlo because he ducked him in 2 weight classes right now. You do know they was in the same weight class at 54 and he never fought him.
Excellent point.
And now he's doing the same thing at 160. What is the excuse?
That's
2 different weight classes. And he's still doing it.
I don't got no excuse for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I just, like I said, when you talk about certain people's favorite fighters, you know, they take offense to it. You know, like Canelo cool, but he a PD user, you know. Floyd cool, but you know, in my opinion, that could have been 2 great fights he could have made at 154, 147. You know what I mean? He's not trying to offend nobody. He's still one of the greatest lower weight class fighters. So, you know, I'm not trying to take that away from him.
But what you and I appreciate you calling in, but I'm just being real with you because that's what we do over here. No matter what you say about Canelo, no matter what you say about Mayweather, we have to go off of what your talking points are. And what your talking points are suggests that you are defending Canelo Alvarez by trying to compare him to Floyd Mayweather, which is what the caller did earlier. And I'm telling you guys, you cannot compare.
You brought up Canelo. I didn't bring up Canelo. You brought him up.
No, but what I'm saying is when you called in, you're trying to compare. I was talking to a caller. The caller, he was comparing Floyd Mayweather, because this is what everyone does. It's not just you. It's not everyone. Every time when Canelo or Golovkin ducks someone, the first fighter they always bring up is Floyd Mayweather, and it doesn't make any sense to me because you could compare Canelo to anybody. You can compare him to Leo Santa Cruz. You can compare him to Sean Porter.
I wasn't comparing Canelo to Floyd though. You brought Canelo up. No. I wasn't comparing him to Floyd.
Yeah, you
started off by saying you like Floyd Mayweather.
You started off by saying
that's what everybody said. I like my own mama,
well, listen, but the reason why, you brought up Floyd Mayweather at a time when we were having a conversation about Canelo Golovkin not fighting Charlo. So
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And you just admitted. And you just admitted it was a direct comparison. You admitted it was a direct comparison to Floyd because once again you just said to Blue Blood, you said to him, you said, well, your opinion is.
Nah, but see, that's why I'm confused because I made the comment when y'all was talking about Floyd, fighting like supposedly It was like a couple minutes back, and then y'all started talking about Canelo and DDG. That's why I was confused. But I see what you guys saying. Like when I called in, you guys were talking about Canelo specifically, so it like that's how y'all felt. Like I was comparing Floyd to Canelo. But with the comment about me saying that Floyd ducked Paul Williams and Sergio Martinez was made like probably like minutes before y'all started talking about that. But I see what you're saying though. You like that's how it seemed, because when I called in, that's what y'all was talking about specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But you threw out a point that was not even factual, nowhere close to it. So it just shows that point came from somewhere, and I think that's all that was being asked of you. Why did you bring that point up?
Yeah,
and it was bad that you even threw a point into the universe like that you just created.
And once again, and I see some of my moderators are blocking some. They blocked someone in the comment section. I didn't get to read exactly what the person said, but I got trust in my moderators. But once again, hey, if you guys have anything to say to me, anything that you disagree with, call up. You guys can call in. If you're afraid to call in, then that means you know that I will expose you for whatever it is you're talking about. Because I'm telling you right now, it ain't nothing you could say to me that, where you're gonna basically catch me in some type of contradiction. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen in any aspect. So once again, call in. Don't just fill up the comment section. And if you get blocked by one of my moderators, you have even more of a reason to call in. Okay? So call in. Let's have the conversation. I don't have time to look at all the comments because I'm doing everything on my own. I'm switching screen to screen, so I don't get a chance to look at all my comments. But call in, okay? We want to hear what you got to say. It don't mean nothing if you saying it in the comment section, but you're afraid to call in. Anyway, hey, I'm gonna get to another call. All right, South Carolina. Thanks for calling in. Call in again. All right, man.
All
right. Take care, man. Take care. See, this is the whole thing. Once again, guys, he didn't want to admit it, but this is what everyone is doing. It's not just him. Like I said, everyone. It's so funny how this works. The fans that hate Floyd Mayweather's guts, that says he's a bum, that says he's this, that says he's that, they'll praise everything that Golovkin does. They'll praise everything that Canelo does or any other fighter on the hope list. And then as soon as he ducks someone, the first person they compare him to is Floyd Mayweather. So how does that add up? If you thought that Floyd Mayweather was a bum and he was a cherry picker, he was this, how do you justify defending Golovkin but comparing him to Floyd Mayweather? That means, shouldn't you be saying the same things about Golovkin? You see how these guys contradict themselves? They contradict themselves so easily, man. Because once again, we know what this is all about at the end of the day. It ain't got nothing to do with accomplishments. I told you guys, man, boxing is based on race, nationality, and pride. And for the fans that sit over here and say, like Orlando Chavez said, hey, stop dividing us. Man, when you see people discrediting black fighters for no reason, why have you not sent that message to them? Why haven't you sent that message to them? Stop dividing us. When you hear people taking credit away from Andre Ward after he fights the guy that you guys said y'all wanted him to fight, Kovalev. Y'all notice that? You notice that, Blue? You noticed before Ward moved up to 175, they said, leave Golovkin alone. Why don't you move up to 175? They said that, Blue, because they thought that he wouldn't do it. And then once he did it, they still didn't give Andre Ward the type of credit that he deserved. Then they just went silent. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we know
and they reached so they discredited Andre Ward. Well, it was body shots. The first fight, it was a gift. He got robbed.
Uh-huh.
The second fight,
low blows. They said it was low blows.
It was low blows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always something, man.
Yeah,
always something.
You damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's why that hope insurance is so damn good, because it covers everything. Mm-hmm. It covers any type of accident you have. You know what I'm saying? That's why that hope insurance is so damn good. Hey, let's try to take another call. We got 305. 305, what's your name? Where you calling from? What's up?
I'm Better Days. Dante from Miami, Florida, man.
What's going on, man?
You got my hopes up, man. You unmuted me and then muted me again, bro. Yeah, you're killing me, man. But
oh yeah, because I took a call before you, man. My bad, man. Go ahead.
It's all love, all respect. Hello to all the speakers. I want to say a couple of things. Might be controversial, but I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I've been an Errol fan from day one. I'm like him. I'm Jamaican American, so I support him. I'm saying he's humble, he's a warrior, all that. But no one mentioned when Ugas became his mentor, and Ugas was posting on Instagram how he wanted to fight Errol Spence, and no one said a word. People are gonna say Ugas got he got 4 losses, X, Y, Z, but Ugas isn't a joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but the whole thing is, first of all, Errol Spence, he's about to fight Mikey Garcia next. He wanted to fight Sean Porter. He wanted to fight Sean Porter, who was the unified champion. Errol Spence is looking to fight the best fighters in the division. When Errol Spence couldn't get, let me just say this real quick. I want to respond to what you're saying. When Errol Spence when Errol couldn't get Keith Thurman, when he couldn't get Danny Garcia, when he couldn't get any of those top guys, he took on Lamont Peterson, right? So now and Lamont Peterson was a very tough opponent. Now he's going up against Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia might be one of his toughest fights. You know what I'm saying? Despite what anyone says.
Mm-hmm.
So my
point, Errol gonna beat the brakes off of Mikey, bro.
It's very possible. It's very possible. But I've been gaining a lot more respect for Mikey Garcia, especially after what he did to Robert Easter. I thought I was really impressed with the Robert Easter win, man. I was really impressed.
Dante, let me tell you something. Dante.
Go ahead.
That proved to me how powerful Mikey is. Because respect to Robert Easter, but Mikey had him backpedaling. Mikey had Robert Easter not want to engage.
Yeah.
And Easter got a chin. That shows how strong Mikey is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Mikey would have been smarter and went the Lomachenko route. Lomachenko called him out. Lomachenko is on basic cable, and I don't know if you want to say Lomachenko or Spence has a bigger name. I think you would say Lomachenko. If Mikey wanted the big fights, I'd fight Lomachenko if I was Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
think that's more better strategic move. But that shows Mikey's true warrior going up to fight Errol. You know what I mean? But I think Errol gonna beat the brakes off him. Errol, boy, got power out of he got some serious Jamaican power. I know y'all know about that Jamaican power, but Errol got it, and I think he's gonna make Mikey blood.
Yeah.
With them body shots. Mikey admitted. Listen, Errol. Listen, Mikey admitted he don't do sit-ups. How you don't do sit-ups?
Mikey said he don't do sit-ups.
He admitted it.
I didn't know. I didn't know Mike.
Look at the video.
Hey, Blue, did Mikey say he don't do sit-ups?
Yeah, he said that. He said that. Mikey said that he's gonna start doing sit-ups for Errol Spence fights. He's never done them in his career.
Wow. That is interesting.
He's never done any ab work in his career.
That is an interesting admission, right?
I want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
I want to say one more thing, man. I know you guys got to run. In regards to Wilder and Joshua, as a black male, you know what I'm saying? In the beginning, I didn't care who won. I felt like Wilder is great for the sport, and so is Joshua what he represents. When I turned against Joshua and team and Matchroom was when Eddie Hearn started walk around New York City trying to basically discredit Wilder's accomplishments. Now, the reason why the UK fans are so blinded to the fallacies and falsehoods that Matchroom and AJ are presenting is because he is their great hope. I can't say great white hope because he's not white, but to them, they're just engulfed with his greatness in their mind.
Yeah, he's the UK hope. He's the UK hope.
What he's done for them. Even though Lennox Lewis was British in the sense. Lennox Lewis is born in Canada, Jamaican parents, all that. So they couldn't really claim him like they wanted to. But AJ, is just that women love him. He's well spoken and clean cut, all that. So they just engulfed by him. A lot of Americans, as you know, they don't really follow Deontay Wilder like they should. There's a lot of Americans. It's like we hate on each other. You would never see a UK fighter pick against a UK fighter. I've seen American fighters, bro, picking AJ over Deontay Wilder. I've seen it. I'm not gonna call no names. I've seen a couple American fighters. So the reason why UK fans are so oh, AJ this, AJ that, they get so venomous because they just follow him blindly. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? One thing I will say, I agree with you to a certain point, but I really think it's mainly the American media that doesn't follow Deontay Wilder the way he should be. They are the ones that don't give him the credit that he deserves. Because like I said, you got America is giving foreigners like Gennady Golovkin Apple commercials and Manny Pacquiao Foot Locker commercials. They're not giving. America doesn't treat Deontay Wilder the way UK treats Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? And if America did give him the credit, so I agree with you to a certain extent. If America in a whole, the country, if they treated him like that, then he would be much bigger. But they're too busy looking for another Golovkin. They're too busy looking for another Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So that has a lot to do with it as well. You know, but hey,
I'm gonna say,
go ahead.
I'm gonna say two more things. I'll let you go. First, when Charlo is gonna be stars, Errol Spence is gonna be a star. Once they get that, either they get on the right platform, or they get the right fight, or they the right girl, because they have a star quality. It's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. You know how stuff is, because they all have the quality. Even Boo Boo too. Boo Boo, they all have the quality. I'm gonna say one last thing too about this black, Mexican, all this stuff. Listen, we should all be united. In this country, blacks and Mexicans are not respected. Why are we fighting each other?
Absolutely.
I'm not saying we should fight anybody else.
I totally
we definitely
agree.
shouldn't be fighting each other. That's foolishness.
I totally agree. I've been saying it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man.
But the thing about that is this, right? When have we been united? The problem is black people saying that we should be united.
Yeah, it's not them saying that. It's not them.
It's always the victim that's saying that we should be united.
That's a good point. Because hey, Blue, I did the show 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you was on the horn, but I told people, Abner Mares, he said a long time ago, in a pre-fight interview, and he wasn't even asked the question. He volunteered this information. He said, I used to go to school in Hawaiian Gardens, and I know where he's talking about. I actually used to train at a boxing gym, at the gym that Abner Mares trained at. And he said in that area, we used to be in riots with blacks. And he said, I used to be right in the middle of it. But now, with him being somewhat of a celebrity, he's a role model. I was saying on the show now, and I've seen him. He got black guys that he hangs with that's in his camp. And I said on the show, I think someone like Abner Mares, he should, go out and start talking to people and say, we blacks and brown, we need to come together like the Bloods and Crips did. It's time for us to stop doing this. Like my man just said, we got too much in common. We always grow up in the same neighborhoods. We always listening to the same music, et cetera, et cetera. You would think that black and Mexicans would be close. And then somebody in a Mexican guy in the comment section, he said, Abner Mares can't do that, because if he did that, Mexicans will label him as an N-word lover. That's what a Mexican fan said in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show you. It just goes to show you that a lot of these fans that you see in the comment section calling black people N-words and all this, and whenever you see someone saying, "Oh, you're just on that black guy's dick," or "You're just on that," a shout out to the Mexicans that are not racist and they fight against this, because I recently, since I've been exposing this, I've been getting a lot of Mexican fans that've been saying, "Y'all, man, we ain't with that kind of stuff," and there are some racist Mexicans towards blacks, and I don't like it. One Mexican dude, shout out to him. He showed love, and he was like, "Yeah, man, some Mexicans are like this, and I wish it wasn't like that. I got friends that are like this." And then some other Mexican guy responded to him, and he said, "Oh man, you're all over Dante's dick. LOL, LOL." You see, those are all code words. What that Mexican guy was saying to him is, "You selling out. You an N-word lover." He's like, "Stop being an N-word lover." He's like, this goes back to the gangbanging mentality. They know. The ignorant fans, they know that this is wrong, but they have to stick to the basis. They have to stick to the agenda. They have to stick to their gang, and that's exactly what they're doing. So that's why I want y'all to understand, when y'all see someone just saying, when we're saying something that makes sense, when we're saying we want to see Charlo versus Golovkin, and someone hops out of nowhere and says, "Hey, stop being on Charlo's dick," or whatever. You guys know what the code words are. This is what they're saying. They're saying they're saying what they think about black people, and they're saying they don't want to see their fighter possibly lose to a black fighter, because this is all tribal to them. So that's what it is, man. Anyway, Al, okay, there was a guy on the horn people was telling me to get to, but I think he hung up. Here, I think we had a potential decaf. You guys were telling me in the comment section to get to somebody in the that was on hold right now. Whoever he was, tell him to call back. Let me see. Yeah, let me see what's going on here. All right, let's get to another call, man. Okay, here. Let me see who this is. I see somebody in the chat room saying 757. I'm here. So let me see who this is. We got 757. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
What's going on, Mr. Dante? This is Dale McCree. How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on, Dale? What's on your? Where you calling from again?
Much respect to you and all your constituents that's out tonight.
Dale McCray.
This is me, Blue. What's up?
What's shaking with you, man?
You know me. I contribute all the time to y'all. You know me.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you, family. Your name is Dale in the comment section? What's your name?
Yeah, Dale McCree.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. What's going on, fam? What's on your mind, man?
Yeah, I've been following you. I've been following you for a long time, Deontay.
I appreciate you, family.
Watching you and your cooking show and your traveling show, everything.
All day. That's what's up, man. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say a couple things, man. It's been on my mind. Not too much. I just want to clarify some things. We have too many, boxing, too many boxers, too many people who are fans of boxers and not a fan of boxing anymore. We need to get back to being a fan of boxing.
Great point.
And appreciate the sport of boxing and appreciate good matchups. This bickering and fighting about this and that is unnecessary. Let's be honest and just call it for what it is.
Yeah.
We know when people are ducking people. Stop acting like we don't know this. This is silly, man.
Yeah.
Charlo is number one contender for Canelo. We know this.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
We know that Charlo and Triple G was mandated to fight each other. Facts. Stop it, man.
Facts.
He going to 168 for a reason. Not to get a belt. He going because he's ducking.
Mm-hmm.
Triple G is not fighting him, according to his trainer, Abel, because he know they're scared. It's a fact. If it's not, make the fights happen. Stop playing. Same thing with Wilder and AJ.
Mm-hmm.
He's the king of duck sauce, AJ.
Yeah.
Guy is ducking. Call it for what it is. Why wouldn't we as fans want to see the best matchups as possible? Make great fights. Why do you want your fighter to be preserved? For what? What are you preserving them for?
Mm-hmm.
And then one more last point. Same thing with Ortiz. I'm going to say this one last point. I get so tired of people talking about Ortiz. If he's so old and so much trash, why are all the so-called number one contenders and heavyweight contenders duck him so hard? I tell you why. Because they have the fear. After they saw that fight with him and Wilder go toe-to-toe, they have fear. They don't want to see none of their fighters have a tough fight. Why wouldn't you as a fan want to see a tough matchup? This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
As it goes back to what I said, they fanboys. They fan of fighters. Like, you know, they have man crushes.
Great
point.
They have
man crushes on these dudes, man.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Solid point. Solid point.
And then one more thing. All these Bravo males calling on here talking about black folks need to stop being racist. Man, do you know how hard we've been discriminated in this country against?
Yeah.
We've been discriminated so bad against. It doesn't make any sense.
And you know
and
what?
Then you want us
for black people to be racist.
You want us to overlook that when people are doing stuff? We know all the clues. We know all the signs. I'm from Mississippi, man. I know every sign there is when somebody's being racist.
Yeah, of course.
Hey.
And you let me say, let me say this real quick before I forget the point, because it's funny you brought that up at the perfect time, because there's some decaf in the comment section. He said, Dante, y'all need to stop begging non-blacks to love and accept him. I don't know what he mean when he say him, but let me just say this once again. This is a huge misconception. There's a difference from exposing something and asking for acceptance. Nobody is asking for any acceptance. Nobody. We're not trying to change some racist person. We're exposing something. We're educating you. Once again, if you come into my house and you're about to get on the main freeway to get to my house, and I tell you, hey man, there's an accident on that freeway, avoid that freeway and take this route to get to my house. I'm giving you awareness. I'm keeping you aware. I'm not asking for acceptance. I'm reporting the news. I'm telling you, this is not about, once again, but see, these are all code words though. This is what racist people always do. They always try to suppress, hold on. But they always try to suppress the message. What they're telling you is, Dante, what you're saying is true. We know that this is true, et cetera, but can you please not say it because you're making me feel guilty. Now I feel uncomfortable. Now I feel that light is being shined on me, just like Blue said earlier when you responded to someone in the comment section. They don't want that light being shined on them because then they can no longer feel comfortable with being racist. Go ahead, man.
But then I think, the biggest problem is, like, I'm put it like this. It's education, it's knowledge. Our history repeats ourselves because we don't know our past. People have Jim Crow mentality and don't even realize it because they don't understand what Jim Crow means. Okay? They walk around here talking and what we call cooning, and they don't know. They think we're just slinging words at them, but they really don't have the education and the knowledge of their history because they don't teach anymore, and nobody really on research to know what that really means.
Yeah.
These guys
What part of Mississippi are you from?
We're the only race that do this because we forget our history. So much history is lost. So these people, and it's not being taught, it's not being passed on. So they're doing stuff they think they're trying to fit in, but you're not fitting in with society who don't treat you as an equal. You can't fit in. Okay? We have to fight for each other and stand up for each other to get respect. But you thinking we're sitting up here being racist. We're not being racist. We're fighting to get respect for each other.
Those are cold.
But that falls short because you don't have the knowledge of history, of your history. So you forget your history, so you think we up here just clowning, being racist. That's ridiculous, man.
But those are cold words.
You have a Jim Crow attitude.
But those are cold. But those are
let's look
cold
at
words.
this.
Go ahead, Reggie.
Oh, okay.
And let's look at this part of history that people try to ignore when it comes to the black fight within this country. We've been here longer than any of the races that are here. When it comes down, today is Veterans Day. People are celebrating this. The black
and I'm a veteran.
Myself. The black story, as far as it goes to veterans, we fought in every single war, even before the United States was a country. We have fought in wars for the United Kingdom on this soil. We fought for America, and we're the only people who give our lives to fight for this country, to only come back to the soil and have to fight it. We fight the enemies of this country, and we fight this country ourselves. And then people expect us to be silent. Like, you guys can go hang yourselves with that crap. We have the right to speak out and to be unapologetic. All the fights that we fought and the gains that we have achieved in this country, other people benefit off of it. So don't ever
not to mention
no right.
My grandfather fought in World War II. I come from a family of military people. I retired 5 years ago from the Navy. My grandfather fought in World War II. He was a Green Beret. Fought on the lines, did all he could, came back, became a cop, and he still got discriminated against. Still got treated like a second-class citizen. Still had to fight and scuff for what he did, and still taught us right and wrong at the same time, and we still went into the military after all that. Because why? Because we love this country. They get it twisted. They think we don't love this country. We want this country to respect us as much as they want us to respect it.
They don't know about the Harlem Hellfighters.
That's it.
And
they need to do their homework.
And real quick, it was Kingpin that said that in the comment section. I want everybody in the comment section to tell him to call in. Everybody tell Kingpin to call in. And hey, if you guys like what we're doing,
y'all have a good night, Deontay. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Take care, man. Take care. Good stuff, man. Once again, if you guys like what we're doing, hit that like button, man. I want everybody right now to hit that like button right now and tell Kingpin to call in. If you really believe what you're saying makes logical sense, you will be happy to call in. If you don't believe what you really say and you just like to say this because it makes you feel better, you will not call in. So everybody tell Kingpin,
he's not calling.
Yeah, tell him to call in and tell him to put his area code. Let's have a conversation. There's no reason for you to be afraid. The only reason you will be afraid is if you know you will be exposed as a racist. Something else that I want to say, once again, you guys notice, because the guy who was Mississippi who was just talking, he kept talking about how they call us racist. Notice once again, when fans call us racist because we say Canelo needs to fight as mandatory Charlo, or why isn't Golovkin fighting Charlo, and then they say black people are racist, etc., you will notice no one ever responds to that person and says, hey man, why are you crying? Why are you begging for acceptance? Why are you race baiting? Why are you playing the race card? Why are you making this about race? You notice they only say this about black people. That's how you know these are code words. They know that what we're saying makes sense, but since they know there's no way you can argue the facts, all they can do is what they've done for the last 100 years is suppress the message. They don't want to try to debunk what you're saying. They don't want to try to hit you with no type of rebuttal. They just want to shut you up. Once again, like I always say, if a mafia member, if he beats someone up or commits a crime and he knows he's guilty, he's not going to try to argue that he's innocent. He's going to try to shut up the victim. He's going to try to shut up the witness because he knows that he's wrong. So all he can do is stop them from getting that message out, which exposes him in the long run. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we know these are all cold. These are all, when they call black people racist, that's a comfortable way for them to call you an N-word, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because they know they can't come out and call you an N-word because they like, oh, Dante, that's what he does. He exposes us racists. So we can't call him a damn N-word because that's going to prove Dante's point. So then they'll just call you a racist. They'll call you this or et cetera, et cetera. These are all cold words, man. But I understand the psychology of racists. I understand the psychology of a decaf. And you ain't about to pull nothing over us. So anyway, Kingpin. How come Kingpin hasn't called in, man? How come Kingpin hasn't called in? And somebody just said Kingpin is black. That wouldn't surprise me if Kingpin is black. I mean, but until
and you know what else? You know what else?
But
they forget how soon we forget is another thing is we black people was the ones that made it okay for other races to fight. Because guess what? You know, we wasn't even accepted as fighters. Do people know the history of the black fighters? You know, that had to go through discrimination, had to go through segregation, things of that nature. No, they how soon we forget, you know. If it wasn't for them and we had to fight for equal in the sport, and now you get people coming, we still have to fight. You don't feel like that is about time for a change?
Yeah, it's
exactly. Like I said, the fights that blacks have, that the sacrifices and fights that blacks have put up in this country has given way for others to have opportunity. So any Mexican food that come with this idiotic crap about some black person, you need to rethink, wake the hell up, and apologize, and be thankful for the sacrifices that black folks have afforded to you. Because you're just lost when you come with blinded,
especially in the sport.
Yeah,
you know, we still have to go through the issues. You know, we still have to go through the people saying, "Oh, well, black fighters are boring," and so on and so forth. More the black style. They don't even know this was embedded in their brain because of the hate that we went through from day one. And they don't even understand.
And they don't even believe that, and Blue, and they don't even understand that. They don't even believe. Right. They don't even believe that when they say that black fighters are boring. But yet you got Errol Spence knocking out everybody. You got Terrence Crawford knocking out cats. You got Deontay Wilder, one of the most exciting fighters. So you know, like I said, this is a smokescreen. It's a deflection. And once again, what they're trying to do is they're trying to find a way to alleviate the guilt of being a racist. Like I said, if you don't like a particular race, if you say blacks are criminals, they're dumb, or whatever you say, something negative about them, you're trying to say something to make you feel comfortable for why you don't like them. It doesn't, and that's why even when you know it's not true, you have to continue to say it. So when you continue to say black fighters are boring, after you just watched Terrence Crawford knock out somebody or Deontay Wilder knock out, you have to keep saying that, because if you say, I have no excuse for why I don't like black people, then you got to just admit you're the problem. And they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. So they have to justify it with excuses. Let me shout out some more cats and donating. I appreciate you guys showing that love, man. Once again, JMJ Sports guy donating a couple times. My man Sports, he done donated a couple times. He said, let me see, because they can't. Okay, I read that one already. He said 11-1 for Lomo. Nah, too early for being that hyped. He's talking about his record. 11-1. He was responding to what dude said earlier. 11-1. It's too early for him to be hyped up like that. Shout out to my man Dora Capella. He said, how you loving the country, Dante? Oh, I'm loving Thailand out here, man. Out here in Khao San Quang, Thailand. As you guys see the background. In a couple more weeks, I'm gonna be putting my green screen back up. But for now, I'm enjoying my the regular natural background. Sports Guy donated again. He said, great live stream, DBN. Knowledge is power. All day, man. Facts. And my man Dale, who was just on the screen, who was just on the horn with us. Hey, shout out to my man Dale. He donated, said, keep up the good work, fellas. I actually made my man Dale a moderator, man. So shout out to my man Dale, man. Anyway, guys, I know it's getting late over there on the East Coast. We're going to get ready to wrap it up, but let me try to take maybe about 2 more calls and we'll get out of here. We got 206. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from? 206.
Hold on, what's up?
What's going on, too?
Man, y'all
206.
took forever to talk.
What's up?
Yeah, it's Dominique. Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. Y'all took forever to answer. I was eating ribs. Hold on.
Oh, man, he getting it in. He got barbecue sauce.
Y'all took forever. I started eating.
Oh man, this is awesome. This is awesome.
He got.
Hold on. My bad.
My man.
It's okay.
Hey, we
It's
got.
okay.
Hey,
It's okay.
Hey, y'all. We got cats on the phone. We got cats on the phone with their phone all sticky with barbecue sauce all on the phone. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this. Wait, what you put?
Oh, man.
What you put on
That
them?
took so long. I was eating my damn ribs.
What you
man.
put on? What you put on them ribs, man? What you put on them ribs? You got some barbecue sauce on them ribs or what?
Man, I mixed it up a little bit. I like mixing it up, you know. I put Sweet Baby Ray's with Famous Days with Kraft's Original.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah, a little.
Okay. Hey,
But
that
let me
sounds
get to it
good.
because y'all had me sitting around for like 2 hours.
Yeah, you over there getting it in, killing time. Go ahead. What's on your mind, man?
Hey, let me move over here. So I watched everybody's channel. I watched Blue Bloods. I watched Dante's. I watched Boxing Talk. I watch everybody. I have a problem with 2 things. With Blue Blood, I respect all this black talk and stuff. You know, I'm black too, and mixed. But y'all keep on putting down certain fighters, but don't really get the people who really need to get taken at. Like Sean Porter, y'all really getting that arrow spin. Like saying, oh, he needs ducking Terrence Crawford. He needs to fight. Who the fuck has Terrence Crawford fought?
Really?
Let's be real. I'm just serious. Like what was his name? They got shot in the leg. That fight looked like it took forever. Yeah, it took forever for Terrence Crawford to finally finish that fight.
Yeah,
that took forever.
What?
So let me ask you this: who you campaigning for? Errol Spence?
No, what I'm saying is, if you're gonna campaign for someone ducking, go after Sean Porter.
Wait,
like,
you said you watch my channel, right?
I watch all your stuff.
All right, so then you heard the interview I did with Sean Porter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when people do
did
interviews,
you hear what Sean
they
Porter
ain't gonna
said?
come at. I know Sean Porter never ever wants to fight. He might say he wants to fight.
No.
His dad
Did you listen to the interview?
Did you watch the interview, bro?
I listened to it. I watched it. Yeah.
And did you hear what Sean Porter said? Because I've been saying this for quite some time, right? So if you
someone can say they want it and not do it.
I know, but
I think Anthony Joshua said he wants to fight Deontay Wilder.
But the point you were making is we wasn't putting the pressure on the fighter, and what Blue just told you is he did put the pressure on him. And matter of fact, you must not have been watching my channels either, because I've been going in like crazy on the Sean Porter situation. Matter of fact, I done went in so much to where
I haven't, like, low key, I haven't been getting no notifications.
Okay, then, bro, you can't call in. You can't make an accusation when you don't know what's going on, bro. You can't do that. You gotta call in with what you know. You can't call in on what you don't know.
I do. That's what I'm saying. What I know. I do know that.
No, you just said that you didn't get the notification, so then that means you ain't see what was taking place.
I got notifications for you, but I'm saying for
okay. So if you got my notifications,
hold on. Let me finish this.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You're trying to go over me with it. I respect that.
I'm not going over you.
For Dante's Boxing Nation, I don't get nothing, like, straight up. Like, this right here, it's not even on my feed. I have to go to your actual channel just to look at what you have.
Okay,
recently.
so then what you're saying is, so then you're directing this at me then, right?
No, I'm directing it at you because you had a bunch of videos and all your videos.
That's what I just said. You're directing it at me, right?
Let me finish. I did say that. What I'm saying is you go from Terrence Crawford getting ducked, from Errol Spence's ducking Terrence Crawford to it's just like, come on, dude, let's see a good fight. And he got Mikey now. He ain't ducking nobody.
Wait, you confusing me. You're jumping around right now.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
You're jumping. Yeah, no, you are. You're jumping around. Okay, let's stick to one topic. Let's stick to one topic, right?
The topic is.
You said that I don't get at Sean Porter is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And you had the interview.
Okay, but then you said you listened to the interview. Hold on, you said you listened to the interview.
In the morning. Yes.
Okay, so if you listen to the interview, then you know I got at Sean Porter for telling me personally that he wanted to fight Errol Spence. Because you know where that came from. That came from me personally, right?
That he wants to fight Errol Spence?
Right.
No, that came from Errol Spence because he was the one who went to the stage. And
what came from Errol Spence? When I did the interview with Sean Porter, and Sean Porter said he wanted Errol Spence next. That's what he said. Okay, but and I came out and I told. Say it again. I came out and I said that when I talked to Mauricio Sulaiman. So obviously you didn't pay attention, but okay, let me hit you real quick. When I talked to Mauricio Sulaiman on camera told me that he wanted to make the fight with Errol Spence and Sean Porter. But as soon as I put the camera down, Mauricio Sulaiman changed it. He changed what he said. Sean Porter later on confirmed what I stated, and so did Errol Spence. Right? Is that the sanction bodies didn't want to have that fight next? Right? The plan was for Errol Spence to fight Mikey Garcia and for Sean Porter to fight to defend the title before they met up in a unification bout. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is what took place, right? So Sean Porter wants to fight Errol Spence, right? The sanction bodies don't want this to happen next. But you said you listened to this. You didn't listen to it.
I listened to it, but when I listened to it,
this is what I said about.
Nice.
Okay,
like,
this is what I said.
Nice when it comes to interviews.
What I said about Errol Spence is his motto was strap season, right? He didn't say what strap and what order, right? He said his motto was strap season. Okay, so if let's say Sean Porter is not trying to make the fight happen, okay, Terrence Crawford has a title, is what I've stated. And if your motto is strap season, then it don't matter what order it comes in, does it? So you saying let's just see a good fight. So what you're saying, essentially, what you're saying is Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence is not a good fight.
I'm saying right now, I wouldn't like Terrence Crawford's cool, but like he needs to fight someone that like he needs to fight somebody who really shows the coup for like a really better fight. Like
so you're saying that Terrence Crawford is not good?
Let me finish what I'm trying to say because I had to jump off my plate to talk to y'all. So I'm really like, come on now. So Terrence Crawford, that last fight was not good.
You had to jump off your plate. What does that mean? You said he said.
Man,
you got a microwave. You got a microwave. Them ribs ain't going nowhere. You got a damn microwave. He's sitting over here. He making it sound like them ribs is gonna go somewhere.
Man, I gotta have my ribs. Good ribs.
Yeah, he said this was listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying. You said that I said that. Listen to what you're saying. You said that I said that Sean Porter. Most people argue that Terrence Crawford is a better fighter than Sean Porter, pound for pound. Terrence Crawford is recognized as the number one pound for pound fighter. Let me finish. Terrence Crawford is arguably the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. You do know that, right? You know this. So then you saying that I'm making what you said is I should make an argument against Sean Porter because you just want to see a good fight. That's what you said. Come on, man. We just want to see a good fight. We want to see Sean Porter versus Errol Spence. But you don't want to see Errol Spence, the boogeyman, versus arguably the pound for pound best fighter in the world?
Hey,
That's why I basically was saying the whole time, bro.
Hey, I didn't get to say nothing, guys, for a minute. Let me just say so. I want to go back to something you said, Ribs, man. I'm gonna call you Ribs now, so I don't know your name. But, Ribs. Let me just say this real quick. You said I noticed.
Let me sneak this in here right now.
Well, no, hold on, real quick.
Before you start,
I've been waiting to say this for like 5 minutes. Hold on, real quick. You said to Blue, yeah, I know you're real nice when you interview fighters or whatever. So what did you mean when you say that? Are you saying that you would have interviewed Sean Porter differently than Blue did, or
no,
I would, or I just want you to clear that up. When you say you know that he's nice, what does that mean?
Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, what I'm trying to say is, man, that it doesn't push the actual fight. Like, let's say Anthony Joshua don't ever do no interviews because you know why? You guys are gonna push it.
Okay.
Sean Porter can get on with you guys and know he ain't got to worry about that because he knows that you probably want another interview or something. You're not gonna push.
Wait.
The fight
but did you? But you didn't. But you didn't listen. You didn't listen to Blue's interview, and you didn't listen to my show. Do you know that we've been putting so much pressure on Sean Porter that Kenny actually listened to the show?
YouTube.
No, hold on. But I'm not talking. We only talking about.
I haven't seen any videos you posted.
But you calling us up though. You calling this show up. We can't talk. We can't talk about Jim Lampley or somebody else on YouTube. We talking about us. You called us up to basically say, if he interviewed with y'all, Sean Porter, no, y'all want another interview or whatever. Listen, bro, and I want people to understand this.
That's how
there's
I
a
see
way
it throughout the board of new media.
What's that?
New media is gonna get that next interview. They're not gonna disrespect.
Well,
I
listen.
respect Blue Black for disrespecting Anthony.
I don't think you remember Ticket TV.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. That's what I was getting to. I was getting to Ticket TV bit on the But wait, hold on.
Yeah, but let me just say this real quick, Dante.
Go ahead, Blue.
Dante, let me say this to him real quick. Did you know when I called Sean Porter to get the interview? First of all, do you know why I called Sean Porter? He knows why I called him. It's for the Errol Spence fight. You do know that, right? So the first thing Sean Porter said when he got on the phone, and you just let me know you didn't listen to the interview, because the first thing he said when I got on the phone is, "Hey, Blue, I was wondering why you was calling me. What you want from me? What you want me to tell you?" That's the first thing he said. So why do you think he said that?
Why do you think that it took him this long not to make a fight when he already done made the fight with Mikey Garcia now?
No, you're jumping. Now you're jumping. Dante just asked you. You said Dante asked you about the interviews. You said that as if you would do something different. And you said we're not putting pressure on Sean Porter.
Bro, you just asked me that. When you called Sean Porter, he said, "Why are you calling me right now? What do I got to tell you?" What I'm basically saying is, you talk to him. Like I said, I would say that interview was like 2 weeks ago or so, or a week ago. And this fight with Mikey Garcia already had. Why didn't he make that fight happen when Errol Spence was in the ring? And then when now
let me tell you this. See, and this lets me know that you didn't listen. So okay, I'm gonna tell you this again.
Let me say this.
When Errol Spence got in the ring, hold on, listen to this. Listen to this.
Let him respond,
bro.
Ribs. Hey, Ribs. Let him respond. Let him respond, Ribs.
Yeah. Because you guys are coming at with these punches,
bro. Rib man, relax. Listen.
All right, man.
When Errol Spence got in, you ain't listening. When Errol Spence, you just said, why didn't he make the fight? Isn't that what you just said? Bro, listen. When you said, why didn't he make the fight when Errol Spence got in the ring? Is that not what you just said?
Why didn't he make it right there? Why didn't you come in?
Who makes it? How's he gonna make the fight? First of all, this is a business. You do understand that.
How many months has it been since he fought?
Okay, listen. Let me tell you this. Do you understand that Errol Spence already had a plan, a fight? Errol Spence knew. Errol Spence. What are you talking about, man? Errol Spence said out his mouth, I know I'm not going to fight Sean Porter next, but I want that fight soon. He already had plans to fight Mikey Garcia.
Because
do you understand that?
He knew that he wasn't going to fight him. That's why he made that. It has not set in date yet.
Listen. Errol Spence wanted to fight in November or December. Okay, the Sean Porter Danny Garcia fight took place when? In September, right? So do you think that Sean Porter is going to turn around and fight Errol Spence in November? Are you being realistic with yourself?
I'm being realistic because I watched a lot of interviews and I watched the one.
No, so you're not being realistic. So why? So do you know the sport of boxing? Who you?
His dad was talking to somebody. He said he's not going to pay that sanctioning. He's gonna fight that mandatory.
Okay, this ain't. This,
dad's gonna fight that mandatory.
Yeah, it's good, man. I'm gonna let you go. Hey, just don't drive nowhere. If you gonna mess around and get an EUI, eat none of the influence, man. Because right now, right now, hey, man, yeah. We let my man go.
He said, "Why did he make the fight?" He said, "Why he didn't make the fight right then in the ring?"
Yeah,
he
was talking crazy. And once, hey guys, and once again,
Can't do that.
Once again, I get so annoyed. He was all over the place, but once again, I get so annoyed when people try to tell us how to do our job, Blue. Right? People be thinking that this is so easy to do until they try to do it, and they end up failing trying to do it. So I'm like, he was trying to imply, like he would have did the interview better, or he would have forced Sean Porter. For you cats to sit over here and say stuff like, why y'all being nice to to these cats and all that kind of stuff. The job is to ask the tough questions. You ask the tough questions. You don't have to be disrespectful to ask tough questions. You know what I mean? And if that fighter, if he don't want to interview with you and you did your job, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But this is not gang banging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing drive-bys. We ain't going over there showing up like Suge Knight and the crew and nothing like that. This is we professionals. Right. We professionals, and we sure ain't gonna get stereotyped as some black folks that's coming over there not knowing how to do the job like everyone else do. We professionals like everybody else. But once again, we ask the tough questions. Blue Blood, he did this interview, and he asked the real questions that nobody else was asking. And he does it consistently. I do it consistently. So, yeah, man, y'all, please don't try to talk like
you see, once you ask him that question, and you said, well, are you implying that you would have did it different? He said, I'm just saying you guys, you was real nice about it.
Yeah.
Real nice about what? I asked him about Errol Spence.
Yeah.
And he said, well, why? You see, he told you he didn't have to. Why you calling him? He didn't have to tell you nothing. So that tells you why he didn't make the fight right then and there in the ring. What are you talking about?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I see somebody, and I see somebody. I just want to respond to it because someone said, "Yeah, Dante's a professional. He's got a brand to protect." I don't know if he was agreeing with me.
That's sarcasm.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. But once again, you guys, you don't understand. There's a way that you can ask tough questions and put people in the hot seat. I got a brand to. You're right. Of course, I got a brand to protect. Blue Blood got a brand to protect. Right. We ain't gonna let nobody make our brand look stupid. Nobody is gonna do that, right? So if
but Dante, but you know what's crazy about that, Dante? They talk this crazy about the fighters, but won't even call in the show to confront us.
Exactly. And they ain't got nothing, and they ain't got no brand at all, and they ain't got no damn brand at all. You know what I'm saying? So I come.
But they won't call right now to say nothing. No.
Yeah, they won't call in because it's the truth, man. That truth is kryptonite. I'm telling you, man. But hey, y'all, I gotta actually wrap this up, man. I gotta wrap it up. I know we having way too much fun, man. But it was good. Hey, you guys still there? Okay. There's a little pause over here. Hey guys, I gotta go ahead and wrap this up, man. I'm gonna wrap this up, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Hold on one second over here. Hold on one second. Yeah, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Guys, I'm going to try to do another show on Wednesday. I'm going to try to do another show on Wednesday because we had way too much fun, and I can't wait to do it again, man. I appreciate everybody showing that love, tuning in. Once again, thanks to all my thanks to my sponsors. Thanks to my man AshKicking.com or the website AshKicking.com. Go check that website out. Shout out to sponsor DAZN. DAZN reached out to your boy. I appreciate them reaching out to Dante's Boxing Nation. Make sure you guys click on the link in my description box if you want to watch Rocky Fielding or Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding for free, because that fight should be for free. Click on the link. You can watch that fight for free. And that's pretty much all I got. Thanks for the panel. As always, my man Blue Blood Sports TV, subscribe to his channel. My man Money Pal, my man Reggie on the horn. And we're going to get back in here and do it all over again on Wednesday, hopefully. If not Wednesday, next Sunday for sure. That's the regular time. If you love this show, hit that like button before you leave. The show on Sunday is 6 o'clock, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, okay? That's pretty much all it is. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up all day, man. Hashtag Decaf Busters, hashtag New Media, Dante's Boxing Nation, Dante's Cooking Nation, Dante's Travel Nation. We up out of here, man. Yep.